Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Q Quest. I am Jeremy Fair. I'm going to be the DM for this. So, obviously, this is your first time tuning into the shows. It's our first time doing it. What Q Quest is basically my quest to try to get through that endless queue of all those D&D modules that I've purchased and have never found the time to play. Well, we're finally going to play it. And on top of that, we're going to have different players with us on every adventure. So, we are getting players that are from our Discord, from the Majestic Goose Network. We're getting players from the Patreon, and it could be you next time. So I believe Adam went ahead and dropped some links in there where you can apply for some future adventures. So please do that if you're interested. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. This first time, we're going to be playing through Ghosts of the Saltmarsh, and we're doing the very, very first adventure in that book. So this is the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh. So I'll have my players come around and introduce themselves, and then we will get this adventure rolling. Let's go ahead and just start off with Drundu.
Hi, I'm Jurundu. You may remember me from such podcasts as Roll for Weird and the other ones. Am I introducing my character now, or are we doing that separately?
Yeah, you can go ahead and introduce your character. Just kind of tell us what you're playing, the name, class, species, all that stuff.
Cool. Tonight I'm going to be playing a Black Dragonborn monk named How He Does It. How he does it, nobody knows.
All right, we'll go to Sash.
Yeah, so I'm Sash, man. Majestic Goose follower for quite a while. I'm playing Mac, the Kobold Rogue Gunslinger.
Awesome. We can go to Simon next.
I'm Simon, and I'm going to be playing Poke Mallard, who's a peasant farmer with a pointy stick, aka a fighter.
Awesome. And then, we can go ahead and move on and go to Paul.
Oh, hey, I'm Paul. Y'all may have heard of me listening to such podcasts as Eclipse, Roll for Weird, and Halfway to Heroes. Never been on them, but I listened to them. I am playing a human that appears to be a monk.
Awesome. So we are in this very first adventure, and we find ourselves here in Saltmarsh. So we are starting. Normally, this adventure, I believe, begins with level 2 characters. Level 1 characters. I went ahead and told everyone to start at level 2. That way, we can actually have a show for you, not have someone just like slip on some grease or whatever and fall down a hill and die. Not saying that won't happen, but they'll have to do it at least twice, before they just perma-die or get critted on by some rats or something. So we are going to go ahead and just get started out. So you're all in Saltmarsh, and first of all, none of you in this party know each other, do you? Or none of you are like friends or coworkers or anything prior to this?
I don't think so.
No.
Awesome. So you are all currently at the guild hall. You're at the council guild hall, which is right in the basically the center of Saltmarsh. So for our viewers looking right there in the center of the map, there is that council guild hall. I've denoted where they're at with this little fish icon. And you have all taken up a quest where you are being offered 25 gold each, which is a lot. That is months of labor for a normal average person, especially in Saltmarsh. Like a regular fisherman can make that and make like a gold in a week or something. So this is some big money, assuming you survive. And you are all at this council hall because some people have gone missing. Unfortunately, there was this young girl in town. She was only 9 years old, and her name was Ellie. And she just disappeared one day. Now, these kind of things happen. It doesn't mean it's okay that it happens, but every now and then people go missing. This area is known to have all sorts of beasts that roam in the woods. There is a lizard folk tribe nearby that can be quite dangerous. And there are pirates who are known to sometimes also be slavers and things like that. So even though it's not by any means common, it's also not unheard of for people to disappear. And Elliot had not been seen for about 3 or 4 days. The city guard in Saltmarsh was looking for her. This was like the talk of the town, mainly because Ellie is the daughter of one of the richest noblemen in the entire town. There's a man named Henrik Lassiter. He is not only a wealthy nobleman that owns a couple fishing ships, employs a good couple dozen people fishing, but he's also one of the 6 council members that run Saltmarsh and have been elected to run this town. And so when his daughter has gone missing, he really made sure the guard was out there looking for her. And after a couple days, the guard gave up, despite the fact that he basically turned out his pockets, offering extra coin for them to look a little bit harder. There was just no evidence. Nothing came up. They had no idea what happened to her. And then some other kids in town came up. One kid came and basically told them they actually all had planned to go visit this literal haunted house, a known abandoned mansion that is known to be haunted a couple miles outside of the town. And basically all the kids chickened out, all the kids except for this brave 9-year-old girl, Ellie. And they can only imagine she must have actually went there, and none of the other kids met her there. And she had not been seen since. Obviously, Nobleman Lassiter is very upset about this, and the guard kind of said there's not much they can do. No one in the town ever goes near this haunted mansion because it's very dangerous. Like, it is well known to be a place you just do not go. There's actually rumors that anyone that spend any decent amount of time in the town knows that there was apparently like an alchemist there a couple decades ago who was trying to achieve lichhood and ended up killing himself. And this haunted house could be, as far as everyone knows, filled with all manner of horrors. And it's just something people stay away from. Even people walking past it on the road take like a wide breath off the road to stay away because of how dangerous it is. But the nobleman was not satisfied. Obviously, he's not okay with his daughter just going missing, especially if they have a clue to where she might have gone. So he actually offered some good money, got together a half dozen or so men from the town, and they all went, took it upon themselves to go there, including the nobleman himself, to go find her. It's been another 4 days, and none of them have returned either. So now there's a quest put up by the council themselves, offering 20 gold each to basically go and explore this haunted mansion and try to figure out what happened, and hopefully find the nobleman and Ellie and the other men that went to go look. So you all currently find yourself in this council hall, and I think the four of you have been sitting here. I don't know if you've had any small talk or been chatting with each other, but it's probably quite an odd bunch. I mean, we have 2 humans, a lizard folk, and a kobold. I'm sorry, 2 humans, a dragonborn, and a kobold sitting here. And after a couple of minutes, the door will open, this kind of door to the main council room, and you'll see this woman appear. She is kind of old. She probably looks to maybe her late 60s or so, and she has white hair, a sort of short cropped hairdo there, and she's actually smoking a pipe. Her name is Ida Olin. And anyone who has been in the town for any decent manner of amount of time knows that Ida is one of the richest women in the town. She actually owns a good 24 fishing ships, and many of the fishermen here are employed by Ida herself. She will look at all of you, kind of smoking on her pipe, and she'll say, "Oh, I should have guessed it would only be 4 of you. Well, no worries. How about you all come in here? We'd like to discuss something with you before we send you out on this quest. It's best that we get you prepared so you don't, blow yourselves up prematurely." And she's going to have you all, kind of gesture for you all to enter the main council room where the rest of the remaining council members are currently sitting.
Howie.
So Mark's not really been kind of paying attention. He's been kind of sniffing around, kind of wandering around the general area, and as soon as the door opened, he's just kind of slowly checking Ida out and then just seeing if she's got any food or not. But then when he sees other people are moving, he'll start following them.
Yeah, Howie staggers into a chair and slouches awkwardly. He stinks of booze. Absolutely reeks of it. He tips his conical hat deferentially at Ida.
She'll kind of nod back at you, and then she takes another drag off of her big pipe, and then she'll set it down and exhale. So, first of all, thank you all for taking up the quest. I assume that's why you're all here. You've heard what happened to.
Right, terrible business. Better get in there, get it sorted.
She's kind of looking around and doesn't seem to. I don't know. She kind of seems surprised at the makeup of this group standing in front of her. You can tell by the way she's talking, she's more focusing on the 2 humans. And even though, Howie, you're talking directly to her, it's not like she just kind of, it's like she won't look you in the eye. One thing about this town is it's mainly humans, a couple dozen dwarves, and they're not cruel necessarily to outsiders, but they're not the most trusting of outsiders unless they're human. In fact, they're not very trusting of even noblemen who have come from this area because they kind of just like to mind their own business here. But she'll still be polite and kind of offer you all a seat. You can take a seat if you'd like. Have a discussion here before, like I said, before you go. You'll notice that there are four others also sitting in here on the council. You see one man is named Gellin Primewater. Anyone who spent any amount of time near the docks or in the Merchant Square recognizes him. He's probably in his late 40s or early 50s. He has hair that looks like it used to be black, but has started to become gray and silver. He has like a nice thin mustache and a well-trimmed goatee. He has black hair that he has combed back. He's dressed in extremely fine clothing, kind of like these purplish, gold-trimmed fine robes. He is by far the richest man in town. Anyone that's ever been here knows him because not only is he known as kind of this arrogant, rich dandy, but he's also, I don't know if I don't know if the right word is to say that he is, I don't know. He likes to throw his money around, but not necessarily to be kind. It's like he throws his money around to let you
Literally.
know, just for fun, to let you know, like he is rich and he is this person who's achieved all this thing. That being said, he throws these feasts and these festivals, but they're not they're not the Saltmarsh festival. They are the Prime Water Festival. They're the Prime Water Feast. All of these things he does are based on his name. So Gellin Primewater is sitting there, and he has this monocle in his eye, in his left eye, and he just kind of nods at you all. You see another man who's by far the youngest here, Anders Solmar. He has probably not as recognizable as the rest. His mother might have been. She actually passed away in the last year or so, and he's inherited quite a large fortune. But the Solmar mansion grounds are probably more well known than he is, and that's because he has a mansion, but then he also has like a side house where any sailor is allowed to stay for free temporarily. So sailors visiting in off ships from other places and merchants, he offers them free board, and they can go there. And he's well known for that. He's and then
Why he does that?
His family's kind of always done it. So even when his mother was alive, it was just kind of what they're known for. That they are welcoming of especially the fishermen in the town, because this entire economy of Saltmarsh is kind of based on fishing. In fact, it's only in the last decade or so that all this trade and now mining from these dwarves coming from the northern part of the region have started to become more commonplace. And you actually know there's kind of a divide in the way that the people of Saltmarsh look at that. Some of them are kind of more traditional, and they just like want to be left alone. We're a fishing town. We've been fine like this for over a century, and they don't like that they're getting all this attention on them. Others are like, no, this is the way to the future. They're diving into trade. Like they said, they've hired all these dwarves who have come and are now mining in the areas surrounding, and they really think that this is the way forward. The main benefit most people will agree on is that because the king and everything has started to focus more on the town, the pirate issue has kind of lessened quite a bit in the last decade or two. So that has been one thing that most people agree on. Anders here is one who he seems to be he's very hopeful about the way things are going. He thinks this is the future. He's just this kind of young, progressive sort of guy. The other two, one of them is a dwarf, the only non-human here, and her name's Manistrad Copperlocks, and she's a dwarven woman, and she is actually known as, she is the leader of the Copperlocks mining company, which is kind of this huge company of dwarves that have been hired by the king and sent to this area and have been setting up. So people are not directly hostile towards them, but like I said, a lot of people are not too happy that there's all this change going on. And then the last man is probably the oldest one out of all of them, and he's Eleander Fireborn. He's in full armor. He's wearing a red captain's vest. He is the leader of the guard. He is the captain of the guard of all of Saltmarsh. He actually is missing one leg. He has like a black wooden post replacing it. He used to be one of the generals in the actual army of the region, and he's moved here about a decade ago, and he is the captain of the guard. So all of these people on the council were elected. This isn't like it's not like you buy your way or in or anything. But at the same time, it almost is just a popularity contest. All these people already have positions of power, or control the trade, or control the market, or are well known because of their wealth. So even though they are elected, it almost is kind of like, well, they're more or less in charge anyways. But when you all come in here, like I said, most of them don't seem to be looking our kobold and our dragonborn in the eye. Manishad Copperlocks doesn't seem to have an issue. You can just tell with the way she seems to be giving you a little bit more respect in the way she's looking at you all as equals. And then Anders is he doesn't seem perturbed at all by the fact that none of you are humans. He's going to go, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." And he's going to stand up and come forward. He kind of has this flamboyant voice to him, and he has this kind of flippant whooshy hair, and he's going to run his hair, hands through his hair and his bangs and go, and he's going to actually go and try to shake your hand, Mac. He's going to reach down to the kobold of the group and go, "Hi, I'm Anders Solmar. I'm so glad that you've all come."
Mac's going to look up, like still kind of zoned out. I wasn't really paying attention to any of the humans that were talking. He's just kind of like sniffing around, and then he just looks up and goes, and goes to reaches his hand towards Anders. But as he goes to reach his hand, he actually just moves his hand slightly just past his hand and just tries to like feel in his pockets instead. Hey, you have tasties?
Oh, are you like trying to like pickpocket him, or you just
No,
like,
he's just kind of like patting him down, sort of thing, thinking that he's like going to get fed.
You'll see he like raises the brow, looking a little bit surprised. He doesn't really expect you to respond in that way. He's like,
Mac's eyes are just like bugging out. Tasties?
Taste these. Oh, are you hungry? Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure I could arrange some sort of food for all of you if you're hungry. I can provide anything you need, right? And he's looking around at the other council members. They all just kind of nod, but you can see they're exchanging glances and things. Manistrad Copperlock, she just kind of has a smirk on her face. She seems more entertained by it. Anders is like, it's like he's surprised and he's trying his best not to be offended. He's just going to kind of take a half step back. Yes, I will try to get you some food. Can I get the rest of you some refreshment as well?
Well, it really depends on what you're talking about for refreshment. You see, are you talking about the southern refreshment? You talking about the eastern, the Saltmarsh refreshment? We got people from all over the place.
We can get you anything you'd like: food, drink, water, ale, wine. What can I get for you?
Actually, what you can get for me is a missing little girl. Where's she at?
I don't know if they serve those.
We were hoping you could help
Wasn't
us
that our
with
job?
that.
Right.
But yes, you're right. We should probably focus on that. Did you all read the posting up on the at the guild hall?
That's right, yes. Terrible business. And also, I'm really sorry. I just can detect a little bit of an atmosphere in the room. I'm a bit sensitive to these things, Well, if it's about that incident at the last festival, when all those people got their sight back the same week, it wasn't a big deal. My booze was nothing to do with it, and they were all fine anyway. So let's just move past it and let's go find that girl. Yeah, I'm trying to do my bit for the community. I'm an upstanding citizen.
So do you think that girl had some of your alcohol and that's why she disappeared?
Well, I mean, if she had gone blind, then maybe she might have wandered into the marsh, but I don't see how that could have happened because nobody has ever gone blind from drinking my hooch, and even if they had, they got their sight back that same week.
Sounds like you got it down.
I perfected my recipe over generations, so I have. It's fine stuff. All those turnips, you mash them up real nice, and then well, it's neither here nor there. That's a discussion for another time. There's a missing girl in a haunted house, I believe, is there?
Eleander Fireborn will stand up. He's the captain of the guard. He's going to stand up, and you can actually hear the clanking of his wooden leg on the nice mahogany floor in here. And say, no, it has nothing to do with any heavy drink. Well, I guess we better tell him what we know. After all, we are trusting you all to try to find them. He's going to glance, and you'll notice there are the 5 chairs. now this one's empty, of course, because Eleander stood up. But there's one other one around this table that is empty, and he'll point to it. Yes, our nobleman Lassiter. He and his daughter have been missing for some time now. I suppose we should fill you in on the details. Surely you know of that accursed mansion, that haunted mansion down a few miles from here, about halfway to the mines. Well, some kids claim that's where Ellie, his daughter, is headed to. The rest of them, well, they had some sort of bet going, and she's the only one that actually showed up. I don't know why these kids try to run into trouble. There's enough danger going on around these parts. He's like kind of angry. He seems like looking like he's just annoyed that this is even happening. But if you're all willing to help, I can't spare any more of my men. 2 of my own guard already went with the councilman, and well, we don't have too many to spare around here. Between the Marines and the guard, there's a lot. We have our hands full. So if you think you're up for it, the council here has agreed, and he'll kind of look around at everyone who's just kind of nodding. We agreed to pay you quite a pretty penny if you think you can make it back with some information. 20 gold for each of you, and like Anders here said, and all the food and drink that you could possibly want. And he'll kind of just nod at Mac.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's go.
So speaking of hands full, where exactly is the kobold's hands right now?
I was gonna pat down Anders, but then Anders kind of stepped away, so Mac's just kind of like, just kind of like swinging around his hand crossbow, and he's keeping his like pistol in his pocket, in his holster, sort of thing.
Excitable little fella, isn't he?
Yeah.
Hope's gonna give Mac a turnip.
Oh, tasties. So Mac's gonna like take it. I don't know. Mac's like, I don't know, like kobolds are maybe like 3'5" or something. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Pope's like maybe like 6 foot. So he's like up to about your kind of like outpost. And he just kind of takes it, and it's like, like this turnip's probably like what, the size of Mac's head, and he's just like, and he just kind of sits down like cross-legged on the floor beside Poke, and just like not really paying attention, just like sort of munching away.
Gallon.
Don't normally eat raw, but
Yeah, it's tasty.
oh, you do what you do.
Yeah.
You can tell Gallon has this. He's the one with the monocle. Who's the by far the richest man in the town. He just kind of has this smirk on his face, like kind of certainly looking down on Mac, and then just finding it to be quite hilarious.
Who is this ghastly man?
Oh, for God's sakes, stop talking about him. Get him some real food. You can see he's starving here. You don't have to eat turnips off of the floor. Someone get these men a sandwich or something, or some steaks. I mean, good God.
Steak?
Yes, this is ridiculous. Where's...
Basically, the first thing that Mac's actually paying attention to from like all the 5 of the 4 of the council members is just steak.
He's going to look at Anders. Anders, go tell Pennyman to go get him some meat. You're making me sick watching him eat these things. A raw turnip like this. This is ridiculous. And Gallon's going to say, look, gentlemen, this is quite simple. We will give you all the food and drink you require, and simply go and try to find your dear councilman and return with he and his daughters and the other men. And when you do, we'll give you your gold, and we'll give you all the food and drink you could possibly wish for. Honestly, I'll give you a job if you want to. This is ridiculous. And he's going to look at Eleander. I don't understand why you, Eleander, haven't sent half the guard out yourself. Why are you relying on these random adventurers and questers? You can tell. Look at him. How can we trust these gentlemen? He's just starving. He'll do anything for some gold. I mean, look at the way he's eating this turnip. How do I know that the 4 of you are actually up to this task?
Well, let my colleague explain. I think he's got some idea that might convince you.
Well, I just say it's like this. You don't know us. We don't know you. Therefore, you have to assume we can do what we say we can do because we haven't proven any other way to you, right? All we got to do. But I did have a question. Anders Solmar is there still, right?
Anders is still there. Like I said, he seems the most hopeful. Of all of them, he seems the one that's truly happy you're all here ready to help.
Yeah, I want to go talk to him because I want to find out. Because you say that he has a lot of a lot of the sailors stay for free, right?
He does, yeah.
So I want to kind of go and ask him about the sailors that are there. If any of them had seen anything else about the haunted house or the comings and goings of all the different people from the different sailors. Maybe somebody has said something to him.
Sure, yeah, he's making his way across the room. He had actually popped his head out halfway and kind of leaned out the door and was calling to somebody and having them find some arrangements and get some food together for all of you, especially for Mac. And he'll kind of notice someone is kind of referencing him, and he'll poke his head back in. Oh yes, did you have a question, sir?
Yeah, so I have a question. You say that you get a lot of different sailors coming through there, and they stay for free, right? Have
Of course, anyone is welcome at the Solmar house, especially sailors. They're the backbone of this community.
that was fantastic of you. So you probably get quite a few coming through there, right?
Oh, absolutely, dozens, almost every night.
Yeah. So if anybody who said anything else about this haunted house, anything where that can really lend credence to what it is, if it's actually a ghost infestation, or if it's maybe just somebody living there scaring people away.
Well, not exactly. Most of those who stay with me, well, most of them aren't really from here. They come and go. They're merchants and fishermen. But I mean, anyone who's been in Saltmarsh for any amount of time knows that the haunted house. It's a thing of horrors. It's. I mean, I used to think it was just for children's stories and the boogeyman and all that. But no, it's truly haunted as far as I've heard. I mean, even Eleander won't send our guard there because of the stories. People have disappeared. But from what I know, some alchemist is diving into deep magic or something, got himself killed, and now the whole place is, well, it's haunted.
Okay. And what time of day is it right now?
It's probably late morning, early afternoon, maybe 10 a.m.
All right. Well, if anybody else has anything.
I'm not really one for the charisma on this character for a change. So I think if we're going to go investigate a haunted house, the best time to start is during the daylight hours, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, it's like my daddy used to always say. I have no idea where I was going with that, guys. I'm sorry. I just lost it. Just insert something here.
My dad used to say something like that as well.
Exactly.
My daddy said, "Why are you here?"
Oh, and I need to.
Well,
I'm sorry.
That makes me
Well,
sad.
I didn't get everybody's character name. I got Pogue,
Howie.
Maui.
Howie.
Oh,
Howard.
that's right in there. Okay,
And then Mac.
Matt. All right, guys. Sorry, guys.
You're all good.
All right. Now the question is, do we have the right kind of approach to this? Is there like any certain path that they take, and maybe we go a different way because whatever may be up there may be used to getting victims from the same way?
I mean, I don't know. I've not done a lot of fighting spirits or whatever, so I've not got a lot of experience to draw on here. I mean, might as well try and track what direction they've gone in and see if we can get any idea about what might have happened. Maybe they never even got in the house.
Has anyone else gone missing recently, or is it only just the two of them?
Well, after Ellie went missing, our Mr. Lassiter, he got together a half dozen or so men and they joined him, but none of them have returned. But other than that, no one of note. I mean, sadly, people go missing every now and then, but you only really hear about it when he's a councilman's daughter, of course. So, of course, those of us in this room heard about that right away. And he'll look at Eleander. And after Eleander refused to send anybody else, well, Galen and I decided perhaps it's time to turn towards the public. I won't lie to you. This is quite dangerous. As far as I know, it's not a place that you want to go unless you're quite skilled and true of heart. But if you do return, the gold is yours. And as Galen mentioned, we have plenty of food and drink for all of you.
Yeah, food. Let's go.
You're absolutely welcome here. And you can stay with me anytime you need. I can find you a job. I will do anything to help you. If you could help us with this matter.
That's very kind of you, sir.
Yeah, so Mac's gonna kind of do a slight burp, and drop the rest of the turnip. Realize he dropped it, pick it back up, put it in his pockets, and it's gonna got quite tight trousers on, so like you just see bundles of turnip just kind of like filling on the outside of his pocket. And he's just going to get up, kind of holster his crossbow, and then just going to start turning around to just walk out the door.
Let me ask you all this. Are any of you from Saltmarsh? Or any of you, how much time have each of you spent here?
I'm from Saltmarsh, but I spend all day farming turnips. I don't have time for posh people like who's in this room.
Not in the local political scene.
So does
Matt's
Pope
been around
live right on
since,
the outskirts of the of Saltmarsh? Kind of tending to his fields and farms, or is he like a couple miles out, or do you, because there are some farmlands just to the north of the town, and is that where Poke is from, or does he kind of travel a little bit further to get here?
Oh no, just outside of town. But so they'll have heard about the people going missing, but only from sort of hearsay from other people.
Yeah, and I would say, Poke, you would definitely
by his
know.
farm.
Yeah, you would definitely know where this haunted house is, Poke. If you've lived around here, you know where it is, and you certainly know about where the mines are, where all the dwarves have come in and started mining and changing the entire makeup of how this town functions in the last decade or two. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, the haunted house. We used to go throw turnips at that when I was a youngin'.
So yeah, you would know it's about 4 miles east from here, down the coast. It's a little less than half, or a little bit more than halfway to the main mining operation. So it is something that anyone who's lived here, you certainly know where it is.
Yeah.
Matt's mostly been around Saltmarsh. He kind of came to the village around about the time of Howie's party, where he started doing all the drinks and stuff.
Yeah, Howie's lived here a couple of years. He's on the outskirts of town and runs a still where he makes and sells alcohol. So he's a bit of a disreputable figure in town. People don't like him because he's a dragonborn anyway, but he's also a disreputable drunk. So he probably does know about the haunted house, but has had absolutely zero reason to go anywhere near it. So,
have you lived here for years? Like since everything started to change in the last couple of years?
Yeah, so probably since the dwarves have arrived and things have opened up a little bit, Howie's drifted in from outside, having probably disgraced himself in his previous locale to the point where he's no longer welcome. He's rocked up here and set up a still.
Let me ask you this then: is Howie a completely reputable sort of dragonborn, or is your whole operation completely legal?
Well, I mean, it's moral. I don't know whether it's legal per se, but it's absolutely this. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just making alcohol and selling it to people who want it. That's just capitalism. If that's wrong, then by God, then the whole goddamn system's wrong.
You just say you made moral alcohol.
That's right. It's the most moral alcohol. I'm a Zen brewer.
Oh,
then I think you would know, Howie, that there's a lot of things in this town that are not completely legal. This town is on its surface a fishing village, and it mainly is. I mean, legitimately mainly is, and it certainly has been. But over the last century or so, when these kind of pirate lords took over this region, and like I said, only in the last couple decades has the actual crown, the actual king of this area, started to focus back on this part of the region, and push those pirates out. Well, there's still a lot of this underground black market type thing going on. There's a lot of illegal trade that goes on here, and this salt marsh is kind of there's a lot of just under the table things that go on, especially now that the pirates can't have open reign. There's still some of those traders here, and so I think you would kind of be aware of that, and you know that you've heard that there unfortunately there are terrible things that happen around here. And even though you were just kind of more worried, selling alcohol, you do know that there are other people that are quite dangerous if you ask the wrong questions. And that it is certainly possible that there is some sort of dark dealings going on in this town, not necessarily like connected to the haunted house itself, but in terms of you were asking if other people had disappeared lately. People do tend to disappear, and it's the unfortunate truth that you only heard about Ellie because she is the daughter of Nobleman Lassiter. If this was not such a literal one of the 6 council members, it's a good chance you've never even heard of her disappearing. So everyone in this room is aware of that. It seems like out of all of them, only really the younger one, Solmar, is kind of willing to, I don't know, Anders Solmar is like the only one who seems earnest out of all of them. All of these people here, you see the way they're glancing at each other. They seem to know kind of what's going on in this town under cover of all of it. And there's a lot of gold going into pockets for people to turn their heads. Now, not usually something as nefarious as people disappearing, but Anders, you can just kind of tell he's the only one who seems naive in this room to the true goings on.
Idealistic.
Yeah, he's very idealistic. He's very he really believes like they are moving forward in the right direction in this town. And I think the kind of the sinister truth that everything is not as it appears on the surface.
Yeah, and Callum is here. I don't remember how to pronounce it. Callum's here. Has no idea the area. Was sent here because his background is to investigate the area. He's got the spy background. So he's kind of sent here from the monastery to figure out what is going on. All of a sudden, the king is, like you're saying, just turning his attention on this area against the pirates, something new. So he's kind of been sent out here to get the lay of the land to see what kind of turmoil is happening.
So after a couple of minutes, well, why don't you all, I don't know, does anyone have anything else they'd like to ask them about? And there'll be a knock at the door, and Anders will poke his head back out, and they have come with the supplies. There is the smell of cooked meat entering the room, and you can tell that they have bottles of wine and some pouches of water and everything ready to go. But if there's anything else you'd like to ask the council before you leave, Anders kind of like, oh, all the victuals are here. Here, I believe Mac was it?
Mac was already heading out the door, like before you said that they were reading.
There you are.
He's just kind of like getting grabby towards the. I assume they're humans.
How tall is Mac?
They're bringing down. They're bringing down the food, and he's just like grab, and then he's just like.
How tall is Mac?
That's about 3'2", 3'5".
Yeah, so you just go right under Anders' elbow. He's turned around and notices you're out the door already grabbing the meat off this plate.
Yep. And he's just kind of like shoving it into his backpack. He's got a little like sling backpack, and he's got some like, instead of ammunition, he's got a bag that's just full of just random scraps of food, and he's got an ammo bag in his other pocket. And then he's just like, right, we're going, let's go.
How he's doing the same thing, but with all the wine skins. Oh yeah, I love it. Oh, but have a little bit of that. That's all. Yeah, delicious. Yeah, excellent.
Down in one.
Looking at this posh food, and he doesn't really know what to make of it. He just eats turnip stew.
Have you tried the pig's assholes in jelly? They're delicious.
Are you asking Mac? Or are you talking to?
I'm talking to Pope.
And to Pope.
Which one's the pig's arseholes? Is that?
It's the ones in the wobbly stuff over there, the jelly.
I'll give them a go.
Get your gob around that, my boy. Delicious.
I just happened to become vegan in the last 15 seconds. But if you keep drinking like that, sir, you might just see the ghost where there ain't no ghost. You might actually be able to see the real ghost where we can't see them.
Well, I'd tell you my answer to that. It's you see, my Dragon Ball constitution, it's very, very powerful. I can process alcohol much better than a human can, you see?
Yeah, you definitely were going for volume there.
Was it? Which one of the three of you said that?
It was the other guy over that way. I'd go get him.
I see, all right. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for anything, me.
Let's go.
Ida Oland will clear her throat. She's smoking her pipe still, and she'll go, so, before you all gorge yourself right here in the council hall. Do we have an understanding? You return with the councilman and his daughter, and we will pay you, give you whatever else aid you need, and I'm sure that the councilman and his family will be more than generous to provide you with probably even more than the 20 gold if you can save their lives. I know we certainly would love to have him back. You do kind of notice. Why don't you all make a perception check after that when she makes
Okay.
that comment?
All right. We do that role playing.
It'll be an unnatural 20 for Howie.
Is it a slash roll command?
Oh, you just said 20. So you got to do slash roll 1d20 plus whatever your modifier is.
Your perception?
Yep. Poke's got a 12. Mac has an 18.
Callum?
Callum's got a 14. Okay. I think all of you notice, especially Howie, it doesn't, based on the exchange of glances and kind of the tone that was said, a lot of these people don't necessarily seem like they care too much whether or not the councilman is returned. Some of them do. Manistrad, for example, the dwarf, she seemed somewhat earnest. Anders, his expression didn't change at all. He has seemed honest and earnest since the moment you walked in here. Ida's tone, it wasn't necessarily that she looks like she's hiding anything, but there was a kind of a tad bit of sarcasm to it. Eleander, he seems, he's the leader of the guard. He seemed pretty earnest. I would say Gellin, his expression, it's not like he's been trying to hide his emotions much this time anyways. He doesn't look like he cares either way. He says, can we please just get on with this so that we can continue our discussions about next week's festival? I mean, sure, hopefully he'll be brought back safely and all that, but we also have to accept that he just probably won't. There are things to plan, like the next election to fill his seat.
Why can't we all concentrate on what I want to do?
Which I think you want to go find that little girl, don't you?
Are you
Max already
asking
walked
that?
away.
Are you asking that to the other people in the group or to Gellin Primewater?
No, to Howie.
Oh no, that wasn't in character.
Oh, I'm acting dear. All right.
No, sorry, I was
All right.
just
Well,
being
do we
silly.
know? Do we know which direction that she went? How the last place she was seen? How they went up to the path? Anything specific they took?
So, approaching from town.
So
Well,
Ida will say, yes, the haunted house, it's east down the main road, along the cliffside, right there along the seaside, and you can't miss it. It's this large, decrepit-looking thing up on the side of the cliff. I'm sure, Poke, was it? You said you've been there before. It's just a couple miles. Is there anything else I can get to all of you? We like Mr. Primewater here said, we do have some things to discuss, and but if there's anything else we can provide.
Mac actually seems semi-lucid for like a brief second. He's just like, east, that way, or that way.
We want to go up that way, and then you take a right, and then you take a left, and then you go straight on for a bit. It's all right, I'll show you the way.
As soon as you said more than like one sentence, it wasn't this way or this way. Mac just kind of like blanks out and again. It's just like,
Come on, Mac, we're gonna follow the turnip, man.
right.
All right. Well, best of luck to you then. And Gellin will then turn, and it's almost like as you're all, Anders will start to kind of gesture you all out of the room, and it's before the doors even shut. They're like, you can hear the people inside moving on with business, just moving on and starting to discuss things that don't seem necessarily related to the disappearance of Councilman Lassiter. Anders, however, will shut the door behind him and come out into the hall with all of you. Go, sorry about that. They they're in their positions because they know what it's like to work under stress. Lots of things are going on in this city, and I hate to admit it, but just because Councilman Lassiter disappeared, we do unfortunately have a lot of other things we need to discuss as well. But I thank you all for coming and helping us. It truly means a lot. I know. Henrik was whatever, all of them. He was the kindest to me. He's kind of helped show me the ropes around here. So I would love to see him returned. And you have to forgive Mr. Primewater. He actually is quite kind. He can be very generous. I don't want to talk him down, but you can see the way he is. He and Mr. Lassiter don't necessarily have the best relationship, but he seemed to have given up hope. Him him and Eleander agree that it's probably a lost cause. But don't let me talk you out of it. If you gentlemen truly think you can help, we would love to see their return.
Now, who would benefit from him knocking them
Don't
back?
you worry. I'm sure they just got lost on the way home.
Yeah, they're
We'll
probably
find them for you.
probably camping somewhere, having a nice holiday. We'll find them anyway. Don't you worry.
And I must say, don't mention this to the others, and he'll actually hand all of you a gold piece right now. This is just for your troubles. I wouldn't blame all of you if you just changed your minds and left, to be honest. I don't want to see any more blood spilt because of this, but if you do still want to take this quest, and he literally hands you the gold, like it's yours now. And the worst case scenario is confirmed. Please at least bring back the bodies. I certainly don't mind spending my own coin, and if the condition of their bodies is good enough, I can see that they're resurrected. Of course, like I said, Mr. Henrik, Councilman Lassiter, he's a family friend of mine, and
Well, we're all reasonable people. I'm sure we can negotiate some kind of prorated settlement for bringing back parts or corpses. But we'll worry. We'll concentrate. We'll look on the bright side, and hopefully everything will be fine. Don't you worry, boyo.
He kind of grimaces at the mention of corpses. It's like he doesn't want to accept that they might actually be dead.
Friend, we will get to your answers. We will get some kind of answers for you.
I thank you. And even if you can't find anything, you can come to the estate anytime. I'll provide you with a place to sleep. Like I said, if any of you need a job, I control a couple fishing ships myself. I can give you some work, whatever it is. Don't feel like you need to sacrifice yourself for that. I know. Well, I don't know that I've ever seen any of you around town before, but there are a couple thousand people here. But I would love to see him return. But I don't want to see all of you die, especially when you seem to be kind people, willing to take this risk, even if it is probably for the coin.
Well, I think
now, don't you worry. I'm sure nobody's gonna die.
Yeah, everything's going to be fine.
Oh.
Nothing bad's going to happen today.
Is there anything else I could do for all of you? Is this enough food? And he seems to say that only to Mac.
Mac's already gone. Mac's been out the door for like a good couple of minutes.
All right.
Yeah, let's go find him.
Yeah, we're fine. Don't worry about it. We better go make sure he's all right, or that everybody else is all right. Really.
All right. So you all return. So you exit the hall and you're back on the main road. So right now you're in the very, very center of Saltmarsh. You are right across from what is called the weekly market. The weekly market is like it's basically the market for anything except fishing related supplies. So anything that you would want in this town that's not kind of like a related to like the professional fishing industry, it can be found here. And it's located right here on these docks that is directly across from the council hall. Right beside it is Prime Water Mansion. Everyone in town knows this is the house of Gellin Primewater. Gellin was the sort of rich, arrogant dandy man that was in there. He owns the vast majority of merchant and fishing ships in the town. He owns most of the docks. He is known as a landlord. He owns many of the homes that he rents out to people. Even though this is probably the first time any of you spoke to him directly, you've definitely seen him. He is known to sit out on his porch and smoke cigars and shout at the dock workers and things down below from his mansion. That mansion is to the left of where you're all standing, just overlooking the weekly market. Is there anything any of you want to do in this town before heading out on your adventure?
The way you asked that
Is there
question
anything at the
always-
market that looks like it might be useful for killing a ghost? To a completely uneducated peasant.
Now see, I've heard Jeremy ask you all these questions before, and every time he does, I always wonder, what am we missing? There's going to be some key thing we need that we're not going to see, but we're going to need it later on.
I mean, you're welcome to stop at the weekly market if you'd like. It has, short of like spectacular magical weapons and things like that. It has basically any basic adventuring supplies you can think of. It is possible that they have some basic magic items, though I don't think anyone in this party is necessarily has the gold for that. I think you all have your 1 gold piece, and then that's about a week's pay for an average person, and then whatever money you came here with. But if there is any last minute supplies you'd like to grab, you're welcome to stop by the weekly market and pick it up.
I'm
The
all
map
right,
already
Jack.
got lost.
Is there any sort of like basic holy symbol or something? Just something that a peasant would think will protect him from ghosts.
So so that's an interesting question. Most of the people in this town worship a specific god. So most of them worship a god of the sea, and it's because the majority of them are sailors and fishermen. There is actually a sorry, I'm just trying to find it on here. Yeah, there's actually a temple in the town to Procon, or the god of Procon, and Procon is a god of the sea, and a lot of people in here are very superstitious, and they will make sacrifices, be it expensive liquor or money or blood or food, to the sea in the name of Procon to protect their travels. As I'm sure many of you are aware, in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, the gods are very real. And Procon is kind of like this tempest spirit. He's not evil. He's not good. He's a very neutral spirit. And just like the sea itself, can be chaotic, but protects those who respect him and punishes those who don't. There are many symbols to Procon that you can buy here, many necklaces and charms and things like that. The vast majority of people in town worship Procon, or at the very least, even if they're not completely devout, it would be kind of like their throwaway religion. Like, yeah, we worship Procon, of course, I guess, but even if they're more agnostic or whatever, like Procon is definitely the number one symbol you see here. But there are all sorts of there's some symbols of Tyr and things like that. There's a lot of different symbols, but most of them are to Procon.
Is that
Well, Procon sounds good. I'm going to chuck my gold piece in the sea as a sacrifice, along with a turnip.
Wow, that's pretty good. You just threw a week's worth of gold in there. That's a lot of money. Okay, so you walk up right to the sea here, right on the edge, and you toss it in there. Are you just making kind of a silent prayer to yourself, or do you have a specific request for this god of Procon?
Well, I'm just hoping that by sacrificing this gold piece, I can get my 20 gold pieces. This is a completely selfish sacrifice.
Yeah, that might Procon might connect with that. Someone willing to take such a risk. Sailors are like that. Go out on the storm, survive, and bring enough food to feed the village for a couple weeks. So maybe Procon will smile upon that blessing. Would anyone else like to do anything, either at the market or make their own little sacrifice here?
I think I'm going to start spouting out up towards that haunted house.
Yeah, I think.
Mac had already got lost as soon as he stepped out because he already.
Yeah, how is Mac wrangling?
He was just wandering around the market looking at all the food and just maybe like using his. Well, he didn't actually take the gold piece because he was already outside. He's just like, just to some random person.
Yeah,
like, not even when the actual merchant. It's just like a random person just pointing.
Yeah, Howie, you notice Mac is wandering and seems to be following his nose towards more food, even though he's holding a pile of meat.
Oi, scale friend, this way. We're gonna go bust the ghosties.
What about you, Callum? Are you trying to, after Poke kind of makes a sacrifice, are you all just gonna group back up and head to the main road and then make your way out, or are you all just like walking, like not even waiting for each other?
I was just going to head out and try to see if there's anything standing out, kind of like observing. Like I said, I'm supposed to be there to see what's happening.
Okay.
Just seeing if there's anything weird that might be, because he's not really believing in haunted houses and stuff, even though we're in a D&D world where it exists. He's thinking it's something probably more practical, so he's kind of watching things.
Okay. So yeah, if you all want to head out of the town, in order to get out of this town, so everything, first of all, I'll say everything in Saltmarsh right now is happening business as usual. There are people selling at the market. There are ships that are unloading while others are loading supplies that's about to be exported. There's imports coming in. There are all sorts of shouts and things, the smell of food, the smell of smoke, things everywhere. Everything just seems business as usual. The city is moving on. The vast majority of people here don't even know what has happened to Ellie or her father or any of the other people. This city is quite large as far as seaside towns go, especially these days. There are thousands of people in the city, like 20,000 people that live here. This is a quite bustling seaside village. And you just simply head up to the. Sorry, I keep saying north, but I forget. Oh, it is north. I forgot I got the good map this turn. The other map it gave me was like, I don't know, it was like east was up and all this stuff. It was very confusing. But if you head north and then head west across the Shark Fin Bridge and then north again, it'll take you right out the main gate. And once you get to the main road, if you just travel east along the edge of the Azure Sea and the Azure coast, about an hour and a half walk, depending on how quickly you move, you should be able to get to that to this haunted mansion. And Poke, you know exactly where it was. Like you said, this is something people know about, and kids, adults seem to know like it's not worth going in there and risking themselves for nothing. Whereas the kids, it's kind of like you said, you went through, you're throwing turnips at it. This is kind of like a thing. People are like, oh, go up and touch the door. Oh, I bet you won't go inside. I bet you won't camp inside the gate. That kind of thing. Like, it's like this local legend. But people have disappeared there. It is, it's not a secret that it truly is dangerous.
There's no notice boards as we're going along, like missing people, like for like picking a peasant's class rather than obviously this guy's a noble, isn't he? So there's no like, it's not like one of these walls where there's like loads of people have gone missing recently and there's loads of people's like, photos on the wall.
Not really. There are a couple places in town where quests are commonly posted. So that the market is one of those places. And there's also at the Mariners Guild Hall, which is on the other side of town by the Solomar House. There's often things posted there. But yeah, this one, most of the time when people disappear, it's just kind of like a shake your head, oh, such a sad thing. But this one has been like an official paid quest by the council themselves, and then 20 gold per person is kind of a higher mark as well. So this one is posted, but you've all already responded to it. You don't see any other mentions of disappearings.
Yeah, it's not as if this seems to be like a super common thing where it's just happened, where loads of people have gone missing recently. That's basically what I'm trying to get.
Nothing like that, no. People have gone missing before, but no, it's not like, there's just dozens of people disappearing lately or something like that.
Yep. All right, so Mako kind of heard the Dragonborn saying we're going this way and just kind of sneak in between them.
All right, so if there's nothing else you'd like to do in the town of Saltmarsh, then you can go ahead and make your way towards the front gate. If you head across the Shark Fin Bridge, there's a couple more shops on the other side, oddities. These are kind of more like, they're shops and everything, but they're like, it's as if you're walking through the non-touristy part of town, if that makes sense. It's not like this is a tourist destination, but this is like, the locals shop here. Whereas the market's kind of like people visiting Saltmarsh know to go to the market to get all the stuff. You walk across the bridge. This is where kind of the more permanent, practical shops are for people to buy things like furniture, shoes, basic clothing, things like that. You cross the Shark Fin Bridge, and you can head north towards the city gate. This will bring you straight past the barracks and the jail where the guard is, or the head of the guard. This is normally where you can find Eleander Fireborn. And, this is like where the dungeons are for people who are arrested. I don't know if maybe Howie spent a few nights there drunk or something. I'm not sure. Eleander didn't seem to notice him or recognize him. But yeah, you can walk out, half a mile or so and you're at the front gate and you're on that main road.
I'm sorry to interrupt. So do we need horses or a cart or something? Are we talking about going like a long ways away, or are we talking
4
about
miles?
It's about 4 miles. Yeah.
Yeah. So about an hour.
Should ask them for a cart or something.
I could quite happily walk 4 miles. Be about an hour.
I don't know with as much as you. I know with as much as you drank, you might be walking around in circles for a while.
Well, everybody else it's 4 miles. For me, it's 8. But I'm I've got 40-foot of movement, walking speed, so it all evens out in the end.
Oh, do you have on your farm? Do you own any horses or a wagon or anything for transporting your turnips, or a donkey, anything like that, or even Howie? Do you sell your liquor in that way as a cart, like you're the salesman, or is it kind of a bigger operation?
I've got a boat. It's got a rowing boat. I don't tend to do things overland so much. Most of my clientele are sailors, you see.
I got some barrels over at the farm. We could put them in a barrel, roll him.
I mean,
Mac?
if we find some bodies, that'll do. And I don't want to mussy up my good clothing. And his clothing, his robes are filthy and covered in stains from.
That's your good clothing.
Yeah, I put my Sunday best on. We were going to go talk to the city council. I thought I'd best look smart. If I'm going to have to handle a corpse, I'm going to put him in a barrel. I think that's a good idea.
I wonder how flammable your clothes are. What's alcohol you spilled on it?
Well, it's a good thing I'm not a red dragonborn, I'll tell you that.
That would be funny.
What wears robes and goes woof?
I don't know. What wears robes and goes wool?
A red dragonborn drunken monk.
Well, that would do it, wouldn't it? Woof.
Woof. That's right. He gets it. What are we talking
And then,
about again? Rescuing a girl, was it?
5 minutes later, Mac just goes, it's just really slow. It just took him so long to listen to what you were saying.
Yeah, have a nip on this, Mac. And then Howie irresponsibly hands Mac a gourd.
So how big is this sort of thing?
It's probably
is it a two-hand job sort of thing?
It'd definitely be a 2-hand job for Mac. Yeah.
All right.
A two what?
A two-hand job. A two-hand affair. That's not much better.
Mac's not really an alcohol person. He tends to eat more, obviously. So he kind of takes a drink of it, and he's just like,
I call that one liquid bread. All the nutrients a growing boy needs.
No, it's good as steak or fish, but I like bread. Tasty.
You need out turnips too.
Yeah.
He's like a dustbin, this lad.
Yeah, lots of tasties in bin.
That's right. Well, to each his own.
So, I will say if you do not have enough gold amongst you all to buy like a cart, and certainly not any sort of animal to pull the cart, but it is possible that along the road you might be passing by Poke's farm. So if that is something you feel like you need, and Poke has any supplies at the farm, you certainly could make a small detour and stop there on the way. Poke most likely lives just north of the city. Poke, do you live within the main city gate or outside the city gate?
Outside the city gate.
Yeah, so it probably, just because the lay of the land, and in terms of being able to find flat land capable of farming, he likely has his farm right off this main road you'll all be traveling. So if at any point you do feel the need to stop there, you're welcome to. But like I said, it's an hour or so walk, an hour and a half if you're taking your time. So just 4 miles. But you're all welcome to do anything else. I just don't want to railroad you into leaving the town if there's anything else you'd like to do. So is there anything else you'd like to do in Saltmarsh before heading out the front gate?
Not particularly.
I'd like to buy some Bitcoin while I'm there.
Well, you got a bit of coin. You got one each.
Oh, there you go.
I got a fantastic deal on these magic beans.
Magic beans. And to try them. I think we'll probably head on out. Quit stalling as much as we have been.
Yeah, we're good, sir. Good to go.
All right, you head up the main gate. There is a front gate, and there's this kind of wall outside the front gate. The wall is in pretty good condition. They don't just let it completely fall apart, but it is old. It's definitely more than 100 years old. So there are its weaknesses. And then, of course, people could always travel around the gate using the ocean. But just because of the way the cliffs are around this area, it's kind of dangerous unless you're in a large ship. So like small rowboats and things are a little bit harder to navigate outside this kind of cove that's in the inner part of Saltmarsh. But the front gate is open. This town is not like on high security or anything. It's secured. There are guards that are patrolling. Well, when you all make your way out the front gate, it's not like you get questioned or anything like that.
It's not like a big queue of people are asking. They're usually, they're not like doing like passport checks or asking. People can just come and go as please.
Yeah, nothing like that. There's nothing going on. It's not the police state or something. But you do make it out the front, and you get glances at most. Like they don't even ask you your business, and you just walk right out, and you're on this main road. So you do know if you travel east, the further you travel, once you get kind of past the farmlands where Poke and a few other farmers have their lowlands, it does gradually become more elevated, and the higher you go, and the closer the road starts to pass near the sea, the Azure Sea. It does become more and more cliff-like and kind of slower traveling, but you do know in that direction is where you'll find this haunted mansion, this abandoned mansion. So if you make your way out onto the main road, do you all just want to head straight there, or what would you like to do? You are currently standing right outside the front of the city gate. You have the different, what's the word, victuals? Is that even how you say that word?
Vittles?
Vittles, yeah.
Vittles.
Oh, vittles down here.
And you have all your things that you were provided by the council, and 3 of you have 1 gold in your pocket, while 1 of you don't, but has the blessings perhaps of a sea god. So yeah, I mean, you're welcome to do whatever you'd like at this point. I'm assuming you just want to head east towards the haunted house, try to make it there before noon.
Where's this house? Let's go kill some ghosts.
I think just keep.
Should
I just
probably
want to
pick up a wheelbarrow or something at the farm on the way, just so we can carry whatever we need to back.
That's some good thinking, Poke. We just stop off and get a wheelbarrow, and then on the way, it shouldn't be difficult to keep an eye out for the tracks, given that the councilman went there with 6 soldiers or something. So, like I know Callum was saying, it might not be something supernatural, and we'll keep any possibilities open. Something might have happened. They might never have even got in the house in the first place. So just keep.
Well, y'all do that. I think I'll scout on ahead. That way, if there's something, that way they don't see a whole group of people coming up. I can be a little stealthy about it. Maybe
Sure.
you would make sure there ain't no ambushes or anything like that. Because, ghosts, come on, really? I think it's probably real people there doing something.
There's a lot of shady characters in Saltmarsh. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah. So if y'all want to go and get the other stuff, I'll head up there and see if there's anything that might be trying to surprise us.
All right, sounds like a plan.
So yeah, the mansion is about 4 miles down. This road is very well traveled. You can see that the road has, first of all, been widened in the last 3 years, even more. Not necessarily on purpose, but just naturally, because there's so many wagons going back and forth down this path. Mainly because of the mining operations that have started. About 3 miles past your destination is where the main mines are. Now they've been finding veins of valuable minerals all along these kind of cliffs and mountains in the area, but the main operation that has brought this large contingent of dwarves to this area is 3 miles past where you're headed right now, past the haunted house. And so this road has been just from usage has been getting wider and wider and wider. And as you are traveling in that direction, Poke's farm is probably about a mile down, maybe a little bit less than a mile, and then just a little bit off the main road because of the large farm property. Did Callum, did you want to, when they all turn off, were you going to just continue on and walk the other 3 miles alone, or did you just kind of want to wait on the road for them, or what was your plan there?
I was going to go up there and see if probably just go up a little ways away, see if just kind of watch it from probably be stealthy. I can darting around, I guess, a little bit and just kind of go up there. It'd be probably slower than their walking speed. So probably get ahead of them and let them catch up.
Okay.
I don't think we'd be that far behind. Like, just gonna go get a wheelbarrow. But yeah, there's enough time to get ahead and scout a little.
Yeah, just make sure there's no pits sitting around or something.
Yeah.
What about you, Mac? Are you gonna which group are you gonna stay with? The stealthy group, or are you going to the turnip farm?
Obviously to where the food is.
Okay. So Mac, our gunslinger,
You're going to be fully disappointed. There ain't no turnips there.
I don't know that yet.
All right. So yeah, the 3 of you are going to turn down the main path to the turnip farm where Poke lives. Poke, obviously, it's your house and your farm, and you know everything about it. The rest of you will see this turnip farm. Poke, why don't you go ahead and describe it for me? What does this turnip farm look like?
Well, it's got a couple of barrels of turnips, but a lot of sort of rotting plant material in a pile.
Max already goes straight to that and just go into town. It's like, kimchi!
Gee.
I've got to say, I love what you've done with the place.
So as we arrive, Poke's just going to explain. Well, we've had a bit of a bad crop here this last year.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
So that's why I decided to poke things other than me turnips with me stick here.
Was that a euphemism? Never mind. I don't want to know the answer to that.
It's all about the forking, you see.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Max just like, this! There's just like bits of rotten food just going to drop out of his hand and stuff.
Well, you
Just like, can I have
feel
this?
free to have whatever you want out of that pile there.
Yep. Just like starts putting more stuff into his pockets.
The pile you offer him, are these good turnips? Are they like
No, it's a full on rotten
this
stuff.
is like rotting vegetable matter.
all the detritus?
If he was human, it's the kind of thing where he'd need a constitution check if he ate it. Kind of, it is really not food. But I guess kobolds eat anything.
You
So
know,
you
you
have a
could.
gunslinger kobold that's probably got a big old pack full of rotten turnips and vegetation. On his back.
It's just like all in his pockets at the moment, yeah.
You know, you're letting that go to waste. You could ferment that and make a quite palatable wine.
Of course. Yeah. Well, I'm not even there. Never mind. All right.
Just a little bit. I mean, I shouldn't be giving away my business tips, really. But if you wanted to diversify, you know, like if your crops aren't that good, you can always boil up that and then let it ferment with a bit of natural yeast, and then you can make a nice wine out of that, turnip wine. Although maybe don't call it turnip wine because people get sometimes a little bit squeamish.
It's all about the branding, right? This alcohol make you turn up.
Ground apple cider.
Pokies cider.
That's the delicacy round here is turnip wine.
Delicious turnip wine. Well, like I'd say, you're missing a trick here. If you're just letting the kobold scrabble through it like it's so much rubbish, you could be making a bit of money yourself. Although, frankly, I don't need the competition.
Well, I'll take it in consideration.
Oh, just a bit of friendly advice. You know, hard life living off the land.
I don't think I'm going to get. Don't think I'll get 20 gold pieces for that pile of rubbish over there.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. But nevertheless, you know, when times are hard, we've got a big gamble going on anyway with these 20 gold pieces. Hopefully, it'll be nothing too difficult to worry about. I suppose we'll find out, won't we? We'll get that wheelbarrow. Hopefully, we won't need it.
While you were all having this conversation about ways to save Poke's farm, like converting it to turnip alcohol,
We could do a car wash.
some sort of turnip-based vodka. We will go ahead and switch over to Callum. So, Callum, you're making your way up this road. Before I go any further, is it your intention to make it all the way to this haunted house on your own, or are you just trying to scout the road ahead?
Kind of scouting the road ahead. I mean, if I end up at the haunted house, yeah, but I'm looking for anything that's out of the ordinary, you know, because we're talking about people disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not really going down the level of CSI or anything, but anything that's just kind of out of that'll make you question.
Okay.
Broken branches, things like that, bodies dragged off somewhere. Did they actually make it up to the haunted house?
Sure. So as you're traveling up this road, one of the first things you'll notice is that, it starts to become more and more steep, more and more elevated the further you go, and you're starting to actually make your way into the cliffs. I think maybe you travel a whole mile on your own. So if you're just walking and you're trying to be stealthy as well, it probably takes you a good 10 or 12 minutes if you're trying to be pretty stealthy about it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't notice any other people. You don't pass anybody on this pathway. You can definitely see where other wagons have traveled in the past, and you see the hoof marks, especially because the very stout horses that the dwarves tend to use to carry the mining supplies and of course the things they're mining out of the mines, leave these really big hoof impressions in the dirt. But you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Are you? I just want to kind of get a feel for. Are you primarily looking just to see if there's like just some sort of like operation going on, like if they're like you said, you seem to be thinking it's maybe not something supernatural and that there's just something more practical going on. Are
Right.
your eyes more peeled towards the road, towards the water, towards the cliffs? Where's your mind at as you're searching? And then where are you hiding? Are you just like staying on the main path but walking? Or are you like actively trying to hide along the cliffside or something? Or did you even climb up off the main road as you're moving stealthily?
Yeah, I kind of figured that I was going to look more from a top down. If I could get up towards the cliff areas, I don't know how tall they are, but and kind of watching the area, right? Looking, being as stealthy as I can, but because being an outsider from never been to Saltmarsh, sent out here to discover stuff, I'm taking the outsider's point of view of the practical stuff that we see in the other cities, right?
Yeah.
I'm going over here. So
Okay.
things like those. I'm not anticipating that there's going to be a bunch of boogeymen. It's more like I'm investigating along the lines of what could have happened.
Okay.
Fine.
And how long did you say you've been in Saltmarsh at this point?
Oh, 15 minutes.
Oh, so you just arrived in town very recently.
Right. I had just gotten into town to fulfill this spy mission or whatever, this mission that I'm on. And this was the first thing that took an interest, so I figured I could discover more about the area and what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
All right.
D&D does have dice sometimes.
Yes.
What? What?
Only sometimes.
You what, mate?
There's flash roll. 1d20.
Rolling. D20 rolling.
Plus.
22.
Yeah, that'll do.
So that is very stealthy. Yeah, you're able to stick to kind of the side. So I think the most stealthy place to move would be like actually hanging off the side of the road onto the cliff, which is over the edge of the sea. The problem with that is it's a pretty rocky cliffside, and if you were to slip, you're going to tumble down a good 40 or 50 feet into the water below.
Yeah, I'm not that dedicated.
So the other option is there's another elevated terrace on the other side of the road that's a little bit further away from the sea, and you could climb up on it and get a more elevated view of everything while also staying off the main road. Did you want to try to do that?
Yeah, I'll go that route.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and just make how about either a survival or an athletics, depending on how you can explain to me your expertise in climbing, or at least your attempt, if not expertise.
Let's see, athletics, and I get acrobatics. Survival, no, they're about the same.
Because I'm willing to let you use athletics, acrobatics, or survival, just depending on what your approach is like.
Okay, we're going up the side of it, right?
Yeah, so you'd have to do a little bit of climbing. You could probably get maybe 30 or 40 feet up above the road. Now, you wouldn't have to climb all of that. You can climb up just maybe 12 feet, and then you can notice that once you get to the elevated portion, this kind of lip overlooking the road, you could walk up and see a little bit more from where you're at.
I would probably try to parkour as much as I could. I know it's really thin areas, you're not really parkour area, but that kind of scurrying up the side of it.
Okay.
So, yeah, it'd probably be, honestly, it'd probably be the athletics more than acrobatics.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and give me an athletics check then. Or as they say in the new version, a D20 test.
D20.
D20 test.
16.
A 16, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think you're climbing. You're probably like, well, you don't have much climbing supplies with you, but
Wait, I lied to you. Sorry, it's going to be a 13.
you don't
My
get the
character
plus 3
sheet's a little
bonus.
small. Yeah, I've got a +0.
Okay, a 13. So you're able to kind of scramble up the side of the cliff. I still think that's high enough. Like I said, you're not climbing like the sheer cliff side. If this roll was for climbing on the edge of the cliff above the ocean, that might not quite cut it. But I think just climbing up a couple of feet here, you're able to get up to the side as your fingers dig into the side of this cliff. You have some dirt falling down and things like that, and a little bit of loose soil that's, you slip every now and then, but you're able to pretty much keep your handholds and your footing and kind of scramble up the side of this cliff. And then once you get yourself up there, you pull yourself up, and you do notice there is now a part where you're able to more or less walk to continue getting in more elevated perspective. And I would say after maybe 2 or 3 minutes, you kind of get to the top where you're now looking down on the road from maybe 40 or so feet from above. So don't fall, it'll be still quite a tumble. But you can see pretty decently. You can see down the road. You can see part of the farm where the rest of them are at. You can't necessarily see them, but you can say like, oh yeah, that's the road they went down. And you can see now off in the distance a farmhouse that you assume belongs to Poke. You can definitely see way off in the distance at this point, because you're about a mile and a half away, the very large town of Saltmarsh. You've been going uphill this entire time as you walk down the road anyways, and they built Saltmarsh kind of in the lowest area, so you can definitely see Saltmarsh from here. And if you look the other direction, you also see that the road is going to eventually fork here in it's kind of hard to necessarily judge the exact distance, but maybe in a mile or two, the road is going to split off. And you can just see that there's kind of two major paths. The main road itself continues onward, and then there's this kind of side path. And you're also getting quite a very good view of the sea itself. And I was going to say all sorts of ships, but really you can see maybe 3 or 4 different very large ships, either coming or going, most of which seem to be aimed towards Saltmarsh. And I know you're new to the area, but that's not a very uncommon thing at all. Especially lately, there's always ships coming and going through Saltmarsh. You don't see anything strange. You haven't seen anyone else. I don't even. It's hard to decide how much you might even know about this area. Let me ask you this: when you first came to Saltmarsh, did you come from? How did you get here? Did you take a boat to Saltmarsh, or did you travel down the main road by foot?
No, I boat a passage.
You took a boat passage, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you don't know the area very well. You probably heard that you've probably heard that Saltmarsh has become more and more bustling lately, that they're trying to move away from simply relying only on fish and trying to get these mining operations going. The kingdom is kind of relying on that, especially now they found these veins of valuable minerals around here. There's even talk that maybe that somewhere deep in the mountains here is like electrum, possibly, and that's kind of where a lot of the kingdom wants to start focusing all of its resources. So it's kind of too far away to say like you see where the mines are in one direction, but you probably know enough that with the context you've been given, like, okay, this main path leads to the mines. The road forks at some point. Hopefully when Poke gets here, he can give you a little bit more detail since he's a native to the area. But yeah, you don't see anything untoward or anything strange from your perspective.
You said there's electrum mines.
That's the talk of it. So there's definitely, a lot. It's definitely no question that there has been gold found, that there have been silver found, gems found. There's a reason they're mining in this area. But the rumors are that maybe they found some electrum deep below, and that's why the kingdom is suddenly so ultra focused on this area, because they really are putting forth suddenly, just after essentially ignoring this whole half of the country for the better part of a century, focusing a lot of their resources down here, including you. Like, you've been sent here. Let me ask you of your past. Were you hired by the who do you work for? I know you said that you're sent here to kind of do a little bit of spying work.
Right. Well, it's kind of like the religious orders and stuff that they're involved in politics, right? So this monastery is also involved in the politics. So in order to get that, because they're advisors and stuff, they have a much better network of getting information, because they can get it from areas where like your typical statesmen and other people can't really get that kind of information, the shadier parts of town, stuff like that. So I've been kind of coming out. I was told to come out here to see what is going on. What's the big interest for everything? Because, the king's all of a sudden facing this, taking a big interest in there, and that possibly could, lead to some political upheaval, definitely some kind of, economic boom. So something that the monastery probably needs to be involved with.
Okay. So yeah, by the way, you're all in the kingdom of Kaeland. And so do you work for, is the monastery sending you here on their own just to get information from the monastery itself? Or has the monastery been kind of charged with this mission by the higher ups in the kingdom?
As far as I know, it's just the monastery. One of the higher ups said, "Hey, here you go. You got your first real mission. Let's see how well you do. Go out there. We're not giving you much information about it. Let's see how much information you bring back. Try to impress us with all the stuff that you can tell us."
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're up here and you're just scanning the area and everything looks, it kind of looks as you expect.
Mm-hmm.
You see the ships coming and going. They seem to be going straight towards Saltmarsh. All the things you heard about the mining make sense. You've seen the evidence itself in the roads. You can definitely tell that there have definitely been mine carts traveling along this path recently. The city itself is certainly more bustling than a regular fishing city should be. So everything you've heard seems to just be as it appears.
So it looks kind of like a standard city, regular stuff, nothing supernatural, nothing spooky, nothing unexplained. From this point of view, it just looks like what you'd expect from a town that's got some attention, that's bustling now, right?
Yeah. It just seems like a town that is recently having a big spurt in its development and growth. I will say, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, well, if everything looks normal, then I'll probably start making my way back down because I'm looking for things like bandits. Because again, not really believing in the whole supernatural stuff, the scary stuff. I'm thinking there's something practical around, so there might be comings and goings, things that can be explained away. Mythbusters kind of thing, if you would.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're looking around, you will see some movement in the direction of where you all originally were coming from. And I think you might see the 3 of them, actually. I don't know if they're close enough for you to know it's them, but you do see figures moving down that big pathway that went towards Poke's farm, and it seems like they're pushing some sort of wheelbarrow. So from where you're at, they're probably a good, I don't know, maybe a half mile away. It's just where you're at. It's very clear line of sight, but it does look like they are coming in your direction. Did you plan on waiting for them, or did you just want to go ahead and continue to scout ahead?
Probably go ahead a little bit further. How close am I to the house?
Well, you're not sure. You just know that down the path another mile or so, you can see that the big main road kind of branched off. And the only reason you can see so far is because there really isn't that many like trees or anything. There's not a lot of forest or things like that along the road. And because of the way that the elevation keeps growing taller and taller, that's why you're able to see so far. If you were in like a different area, you probably wouldn't be able to see quite as far.
Okay. I'll probably still move up a little bit more. They look fine. Looks like they're making their way up. I'll probably go ahead and see if there's up till we get to the fork in the road. Because if I don't know which way to go, then I'll probably hang out that area, but still kind of not be obvious, standing in the middle of the road like I'm a traveler waiting to be mugged or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and keep making your way down the path. We'll go back to the rest of the party. So you all came to this farm with the purpose of gathering a wheelbarrow. Is there anything else you wanted to do here? I know Mac is eating turnips, even though you got plenty of grade A meat.
Never had too much food.
No,
I'd probably jump into the wheelbarrow or the wherever we're using.
yeah, there was zero doubt in my mind that you would be doing that.
Yeah. I'll just be sitting there eating a turnip while getting rolled along.
I think Howie would push it just because Poke's got his fork and his shield and he's got his hands full. So, Howie will push the wheelbarrow with Mac. Easy to keep an eye on him. He's literally
Depending on how like deep the wheelbarrow is as well, it could just be the pheasants.
Yeah, just his
tricorn hat just sticking above.
Just his plumes.
Poke's gonna when he sees you going to take the wheelbarrow, he's gonna sort of give you a bunch of tips, like if you're about to drive a car that's falling apart. Like, you gotta go careful when you go around a corner, and
Oh, right, yeah, I can see
This
she's...
wheelbarrow is not in a good shape.
No, she's leaning a bit to the left, isn't she?
The Tesco wheel.
Yeah.
Tesco wheel.
It's squeaking and trundling along. Like, oh, yeah. Suspension's absolutely knackered. I tell you what, I know a bloke in town. We'll have a look after this. Assuming we don't die.
Matt's kind of like leaning to one side in the barrel to try and like stabilize it so he doesn't have such a bumpy ride.
Nice one, co-pilot. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a shame we can't afford to hire him to just sit in this corner at the back corner of your wheelbarrow normally. Offset the squeaky wheel. Have you seen that, Callum?
Normally, I have to put a bit more pressure on the right-hand side.
That's right, I can see, yes. I'm very perceptive, despite the double, triple, quadruple vision sometimes. There's a well-worn path on the right-hand handle, you see, on the spars there. I can see by the wear pattern that you've been compensating there. Like I said,
an image of Mac like lifting up some of the rotten food, and it's probably like hitting smelling salts. You just like immediately sober up.
Reality stand to bleed in. I don't like this. Takes a big swig out of his gourd. Washing the wheel. Sweet mama.
Probably quite a lot of methane coming off of that rotting vegetable matter as well. So
Yeah.
Like a sense,
and also Mac as well. Probably lots of methane coming at him.
It's just a good job. He's not, like I said before, it's a good thing he's not a fiery dragon.
All right, so we've kind of left the farm and kind of moving up the path, I guess.
The most flammable elements of the party are bringing up the rear.
Okay, yeah, you can all make your way back down the path, or you're all making your way back to the main road, and you're going in that direction. I think that we can quickly go back to Callum. Callum, if you're continuing down the road, when you do so, are you going to try to stay up on the path, like up on the elevated cliffside as you move, or would you go back down to the road?
Yeah, I think he'd probably stay up there until they start getting close, and then he start making his way down the cliff so we can meet them probably about the same place.
Okay. Yeah, I think you can continue on forward. You probably make it about halfway to where that split in the road is, and you can kind of keep looking over your shoulder and see that they're slowly making their way down the main path. Just because of the terrain that you're on, every now and then you have to do a little bit of actual climbing here or there. For the most part, you're able to just walk on kind of like a grassy cliffside, but every now and then you have to kind of be a little bit more careful. So there are moments where the climbing combined with the stealth has you moving a little bit more slowly, but you do get about halfway to where the path begins to split, and you can definitely tell that the road on the right, which is closer to the seaside, seems to be the bigger main road. So this is kind of where the main road continues forward, and then the smaller road on the left seems to be winding up upwards at more steeply at a higher elevation, and it seems to be much less traveled and a lot smaller, and doesn't really seem like it'd be very easy to get like large carts being pulled by pack animals up this cliff. So you could probably guess that is not the main road. So you could, even though you're new to this area, you probably guess the mine is probably not up that path. But yeah, you can see them kind of coming up behind you. If you were to kind of climb down the side, they would probably be to you in maybe 5 minutes or so. While you're up here, though, I do think you might notice a. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Right.
Especially if you're looking specifically. It's not just like you're noticing things. You're specifically looking for anything strange.
Did I roll that right?
You get a natural 1, or is that from something else?
I did a / roll 1d20.
Yeah, and you got a natural 1.
Jeez. Oh, dude. Unlucky.
Oh, I'm not going to do nothing.
Yeah. So what I like to do when people roll natural 1s, I like to have them roll a D100. Closer to 100, the less bad your failure is. So go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Am I typing that in? Oh, you know what I did wrong?
I hope you didn't roll another one. Oh, did you just roll
I
a
roll
one?
1D100.
Oh, was
So
that the same thing with your 20? Your 1d20?
it's all right. How you want to go?
A 12. Okay. So
Jeez.
that is closer to 1. So yeah, I think
Marginally better.
you're up on
And
this
we have
cliff
no idea what's going on.
and you're trying to look which you're trying to look like, okay, where is this thing? Where is this thing? And you're leaning so far off the edge of this cliffside to look, you actually feel your foot slip. I'd like you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw because you fall. And depending on what happens here, this fall might be kind of bad.
All right.
You're craning your neck to try to get such a view. 18's pretty good. All right, so
That is pretty good.
you slip on the edge of the cliff and you fall and you manage to catch yourself in like a sort of like a push-up position and your head's hanging over the edge of the cliff and your legs are like just manage to respond and you kick your boots straight down and your toes right into that cliffside. And you do manage to stop yourself from falling, but you can probably feel your heart pounding in your chest as you were staring down off the edge of this cliff. That was very close. You didn't see anything because all of your effort immediately went into you stopping yourself from falling. And you were just staring straight down at about a 30-foot drop to the main road.
In the meantime, Howie's like just telling a funny anecdote about one of his last parties or whatever.
And then
Our friends really died already.
And then Tommy the sausage, he fell down the stairs, he did, and it was hilarious, I tell you. He was trying to do some kind of acrobatics, I think, and then Karma came and caught up with him. Fell. Terrible business. Speaking of which, did you mean to do that? You could hear echoing up from the bottom of the escarpment.
Yeah, they're all looking up at you, and they now see you hanging off the edge of the cliff, looking down at them with your neck outstretched over the edge. And you just see that they're all right there. And they probably saw this. They probably saw you fall, or maybe heard you give a little shriek or something.
This is no time to play silly buggers. We've got work to do.
Well, y'all just worry about yourselves, and I'll take care of everything up here, just in case you didn't notice. I didn't see much of anything.
Okay.
Sliding down here a bit.
All right. Well, don't fall.
Well, that's not the intention, sir.
I hear when you fall, it gets you down.
Aren't you just a funny one?
Oh, not for me, thanks. I'm full.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely see Mac is just in this barrel, eating the turnip with all the meat, with the bottles of wine, the water, all that stuff. Callum, you have a pretty good perspective. You're the only one that can probably see all of Mac's body just because you're so much higher up. Where the rest of them, from their perspective, they just see the top of his cap.
I don't care about that fool. They're going to sit
I'm
there
just having a
fighting
real nice
around.
picnic.
Wheels on wheels.
Yeah, that was good. So you know what I'm up here?
What are you gonna do?
So Mac is how far away from me?
Well, if you're still up on the cliff, they're about 30 feet below you.
Yes, 30 feet vertically.
How far away is this cliff? Oh, that wouldn't work. All right. Can prestidigitation make a smell? Can it?
Yeah, it can, yeah.
All right, so it's tempting. Never mind. Can't do it.
You could waft on the wind. I think we could be a bit elastic about this. Sorry, a smell.
Yeah, probably prestidigitation up in front of Mac with like sausage smell or something to get him to move on. Let's get going. Because
I mean, I'm sitting. Mac's just sitting in the wheelbarrow. He doesn't really have any control over how fast we move.
I'll try to run the wheelbarrow.
But if you have already done that, then Mac would have gone,
yeah,
sausage, and just like leaps out the barrel and starts running in that direction. Like full rogue sprint with all the cunning actions of rogue sprint and all the dashes and everything. So,
and Howie, with all his monk movement, is desperately chasing after Mac. Hey, get back in this barrel! I'm going to keep an eye on you.
I could probably run like 60 feet plus 120 feet in the next 10 seconds or so.
I figured he'd be the one. He'd be the one to be the trap springer.
Mission accomplished. Got moving.
Yeah, so Max got
pace.
the legs on and just like booking it now, Jeremy.
Okay. And Callum, you're staying up on the cliff though as you move?
No, I'm gonna come on down and not very graceful.
Well,
Yeah.
cover your blushes anyway, because we're now having to deal with the rampaging kobold.
Yeah. It's a strategy. The plan
Always
will
think-
all come together right at the end when the bad guy
That's
starts
it.
his plan. Yeah.
So are we at the fork of the road, Jeremy?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So after Callum joins the rest of you, you work your way down.
Hopefully the smell is in the direction of where we're meant to be going, because if not, Max is following it. So
Well, you go down to the fork in the road, and then as you get down there, Poke, you know for sure. You're like, yep, straight ahead on the main road. That's where they have that new fancy mining situation going on. And if we take this fork up into the cliffside, it should only be maybe a half mile or so, and eventually we'll find that haunted mansion up on the tower. There's not very many other buildings near it, and certainly nobody lives very nearby. So, though I guess Poke is the only one that really knows for sure that you need to take the fork to the left a little bit. It kind of winds away off from the seaside, and then as you go higher up, there is going to be a cliff that kind of approaches closer to the sea, and then the tower is on the side of this cliff, kind of overlooking the seaside.
all right, so I kind of did a.
The Pope basically says all that to everyone.
Yeah, so I flipped a coin, and Mac is going the correct way.
Thank you, crime.
All right, so yeah, you all make your way up the kind of steep cliffside that's to the left, and it goes up a little bit more steeply. It's winding this way and that, and sure enough, as you continue moving for another 5 minutes or so, off in the distance on the edge of the cliff, you see this large house. I mean, it's not a mansion by any means, but it's not a small home. It definitely looks like at one point in time this was a pretty nice house. And it probably could house a pretty large family, but now it looks like part of it is somewhat falling apart. You can see that. Sorry, I'm trying to move the page over there. You can see that the outside is a combination of wood and brick, and that there's this large wraparound porch that seems to be on the second floor of it. You would guess that there's at least 2 floors going up, perhaps a basement. It's not hard to kind of tell from here, but at minimum 2 floors tall. And there's all manner of windows. Some of them are broken, some of them are good repair. You never know. Maybe Poke broke one of them with a turnip in the past. It really it's really hard to guess. But this large haunted house certainly seems to fit the bill. It looks like the kind of place that would be haunted. A lot of the windows are boarded up. There are almost nothing green growing near this place. The grass is this kind of drab brown. There are dead, twisted trees coming off the side of it. And you all have made it to the haunted house. There's a front gate that looks like it's rusted and been broken open. And it's kind of like this pathway going up towards the front gate, front door.
Looks
I
like
imagine
something.
Max probably fight.
Are
quite
there any
confused now.
signs that a bunch of men in armor have been this way? Like the town guard who came looking for the people?
Yeah, go ahead, and why don't you make a survival? What are you looking for? Like just any evidence or like specific footprints and things like that?
Yeah, I suppose footprints leading towards the house or anything that suggests somebody's gone in that
A
way.
squad of soldiers have walked up to the house.
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check.
Survival. +4.
You got a 4? Oh, plus
Uh,
4.
+4. So I got a 6.
Okay, yeah, I think if you're looking as you stand outside this main gate and you're looking up at this mansion as it's right above you, rising above you on the cliffside, with a 6, you're not really sure. It looks like the ground is pretty worn, and it's kind of so rocky and the soil is so dry that there's not much room for impressions from footprints if there were people here. It's kind
I
of hard
tell
to
you-
tell.
I tell you what, Poke. Here's a couple of tricks I've learned when living outside of town there in the marshes, so just for tracking things, And Howie's going to have a go as well because we've been talking about it maybe being something other than supernatural events all the way here. So, what were we rolling again? Was it perception or investigation?
Well, it just kind of depends. So, I had him make a survival check because he was looking for footprints. If there's anything else you'd like to look, if you're just looking for evidence of footprints, I think survival would be best. But if
so I was looking for footprints or or any signs of passage. So like broken branches or that kind of thing.
But you know me, arguments are cheap. So if you can come up with a convincing reason you're looking for something else, go ahead and try it out.
Oh, it rolled twice. I don't know why, but dealer's choice. You can choose 22 or 5, whichever you think would be funnier.
Well, I know which one would be funnier, but the first roll that you did roll is 22. So 22 is pretty good. I think as you're looking, I don't know if Howie, if it's something to do with your training, or maybe you've consumed less turnip alcohol. You
just the right amount,
or maybe more turnip alcohol, just enough. Maybe you drop down and you get real close to the ground. You seem to notice, there are some fresh footprints leading up this way. I mean, you're not finding something to the degree of like, oh, here's a lock of a little girl's hair or something, but you definitely see like, wait, there are footprints here. And they do look like, I mean, obviously they have to be somewhat recent if you're able to notice them. It does seem like there are footprints leading up straight to the main front door.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of blokes went this way. If you look down here,
hand me one of them turnips out of that barrel. I'm gonna lob a turnip at a window for old time's sake.
Howie tosses one to Poke.
A turnip whisperer.
There's a turnip for the books.
You gonna lob it up there? Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Sure.
If you're gonna lob it, unless you're like extremely skilled in this, I guess it could be an acrobatics. But I imagine
proficiency in turnips.
You're just tossing this thing. It's pure strength.
Oh, good roll. 19.
Oh yeah,
19. Yeah, you're able to lob this thing. It brings you back to when you were a boy, and one of these turnips just goes right through the window of up on the lower floor there.
Yeah, take that, house.
When that happens, you don't see any sort of response. The house is just sitting there silently, looming over you on the hill. But your turnip, you seem to still have it in you. That was a good turnip lob.
So Max just generally.
That would have got me 10 points. That would have when I was a kid.
Max just confused because there's no smell of like sausage anymore. He's just gonna stay years and say, "Is that the house?"
Yep, that's it, Mac.
Okay, let's go.
Did Max see the turnip go through the window?
Oh yeah. That's why he wants to go now.
That's why he's keen.
That's why he cares.
All right. Well, you all
Max just gonna book it towards the house.
All right. Well, you all start making your way up this cliffside towards the front door of this haunted house. And right there, we're going to go ahead and take a little break. And we'll be back in a couple of minutes for everybody and continue this adventure. We still got at least another hour or so. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, everybody. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for that millennial pause there, but we are back. So, all right. We have approached the haunted house. Now, this is where the actual adventure kind of technically begins. You all are climbing up this cliffside towards the front door. You can see the broken hole in the window where the turnip was expertly thrown for 10 points by Poke. And what would you all like to do? These footprints that you noticed, I believe it was who was it that made it? That did the it was Howie, right? Howie, you were able to look at the footprints. They just seem to go straight up to this front door. So
what kind of footprint? Just general footprints, or anything like Walmart footprints, or
Oh yeah, that's a good question. No, you don't notice any clawed. Whatever they are, seem to have been at least wearing boots. And I'm not sure why Mac and Howie are mixed up on the stream display for the names, but
Oh yeah. Oh well.
that's okay.
Identity crisis.
Yeah, they're having an identity crisis right now.
Do I need to start speaking in a Welsh accent?
Change places.
But yeah, you've approached the front of this this haunted house. I mean, this is the place. Poke, you are, as a native here, this is it. This is the haunted house. It certainly looks abandoned. It looks scary. It looks spooky. You can see why kids would be afraid of it and, want to like dare each other to run up and touch the door. But you don't see anything at the moment. It's not like you're just there and you get attacked by like a demonic imp or something. Like, what do you all want to do?
Can I knock the front door?
You want to knock on the door, you said?
Yeah, I mean, if there's anyone there that's missing, then maybe they'll answer.
Sure.
Maybe they just decided to stay there.
So do all of you just walk directly onto the front porch?
That they do.
That's not a loaded question, I'm sure.
I'm going to tell them to say,
Absolutely. Yeah, Howie would follow up.
Which window did the turnip go through?
yeah, I'll let you guys go on ahead. I'll stay back down here. Cover your back.
Yeah, which window did the turnip go through?
So yeah, I think you threw it. So it's you threw it through a window that was on the bottom floor. It's not necessarily near the front door. It's probably a little bit off to the left. So if you're like facing the front of the house, you could walk up against the wall to the left and go over maybe two windows towards like the middle of that wall, and that's where you threw the turnip.
Yeah, so Mac would have followed the turnip towards the window and just kind of like peeked in, depending on how tall the window was compared to him.
Always follow the turnip. That's a good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so while Mac, you're following the turnip, and Poke, you're going toward the front door. So you start knocking on the door, and as you're up there, you notice that not everyone in your group has followed you to the front door. Callum seems to be staying a few steps back, not quite going onto the front porch. Mac has wandered off to the side and is going to try to find the turnip. What about you, Howie? What are you doing?
Howie's going to follow Poke.
Okay. So the two of you go onto the front porch, and it gives this like loud, expectant creak. You notice when you're there, a lot of the boards are missing. It's only like a foot or two, gap between the cliff and the porch anyway. So even the parts that the boards are broken, it's not like you're really risking much if you were to step on something or if it broke. But you go up to the front door and you start banging on the door, knocking. And it's not like there's an immediate response. Mac, are you like, you're going towards the window where the turnip was thrown? Or are you trying to look inside, or what is your goal there?
Yeah, so I'm going to
following the scent.
Yeah, so I'm going to like sneak up to the window just in case the turnip suddenly sprout legs and started running away.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check then if you're trying to be sneaky about it.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
27. That is a very sneaky Mac. You do not want this turnip to escape you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sneak over. If this turnip was watching out for Mac, since you likely will devour it soon, it does not notice. You are able to creep up to the window. I will say that the height of the window is like just slightly taller than you are. So do you want to like jump up and look all the way through? Or I would say the glass itself is so dirty, and parts of it are even boarded, that like the only way you're looking through this window at all is if you look through the hole itself, which is
that's what
maybe
good. Yeah,
foot above. So yeah, you leap up and down. You're trying to look inside, and first thing you notice is the inside is completely dark. There is not a single light coming from inside this place. Kobolds have dark vision, don't they?
Fairly sure they do, yeah.
That would make sense to me.
60 feet.
Yeah, so you're looking through there. It's very dark inside. Even with your dark vision, it's hard to see. But you see something spherical-ish on the ground, and you could assume it's probably that turnip. I'm willing to bet, Max,
roll for turnip.
Your sense of smell is probably just as good as your vision, and that turnip smell is certainly coming from in there, and it's just laying on the ground.
Cool.
If this turnip was possessed, it has not gotten up and run away yet.
So the siren's call of this turnip was getting very hard for him to like not go after it. But
Yeah.
he'll actually turn around and say to Harry, I guess, because he came in second. And he's like, turn it in there.
Yeah, and so you could if you were to jump through this hole, you'd probably end up hurting yourself a lot. It's still sharp glass, but yeah, the
Yeah, we can
turnip,
go in.
the
But just-
turnip is in there. You can see that turnip.
That's fine. So yeah, I'll just kind of jump back down and because are we able to use the same stealth check? So I just
Yeah.
walk directly up behind Harry and just tap him on the leg from behind.
Go strike a light, boy.
Turnips in there.
Yeah, well, I thought it might be because when it got thrown through the window. But yeah, we'll go have a look anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's answering, Poke. And then Howie just tries the door handle.
All right, yeah. If you try that front door, it is unlocked.
Okay.
When you turn the handle, it turns. It's a rusted old metal handle, but it opens, no problem.
Cool. Howie's going to poke his head over the door as he opens it and goes, turnip delivery.
All right, so as you peer in the front of this doorway, what you see in front of you is a somewhat large room. It probably looks to be about, I don't know, 40 or 50 feet long. You can see immediately to your right, even in the darkness, there is a stairwell that seems to be rising upwards to a second floor. And if you're poking your head in and looking up, you can see there's a balcony above as well. So you can see that this main room is a 2-story tall room. And then there's a balcony at the edge at the top of the stairs. This balcony, well, I guess you can't see much on the balcony, but the room itself is probably a good 20 feet tall as well. And it's from where you're standing right on the porch, you can see that there are a couple hallways, one that seems to extend directly in front of you, one to your left, and then it seems like there does seem to be some sort of continuation behind the stairwell, but from where you're standing, obviously you can't see very much. I will say when you look in here, you can just tell just from logic that you're not in the room where the turnip was thrown, so you don't see the turnip or anything like that. But why don't you go ahead and I know you have a passive perception of 15, but I think when you poke your head in here, you're obviously looking for something specific, right? You're not just la-di-da whistling. So go ahead and make an investigation check for me, Howie.
It's a 14.
Oh, that's perception. Did you want to do an investigation?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going to have you roll for perception very often because you have your passive.
A 3.
A 3. Yeah, you look in there and it's kind of too dark to see much. I will say what you do see is that as with your passive perception as well. So when you're investigating, you don't really see the turnip. You don't see anybody in there. It seems eerily silent. But you do kind of see that there are footprints going into the right inside, and it's very dusty in there. One thing that stands out immediately to you is that there are definitely footprints tracking directly in here, but there is a lot of footprints. It's not just one set. Now that being said, you had someone go missing, and then there was, you were told that there was the councilman plus 6 hired people. So that right there is 8 footprints minimum. So it makes sense, but you definitely see some footprints kind of going into the darkness in front of you. Without creating some sort of light, though, it's kind of hard to see very much. Right now, you're just working off the sunlight kind of coming in through the crack through the door where you're poking your head in. What are the rest of you doing? So when you see that Howie pokes his head into this room, nothing happens. None of you see anything. Callum, you're the one that seems to be the most cautious. It's not like something crazy happens immediately.
Wow.
You just see the Dragonborn stick his head in there. Everything remains the same. From your perspective, it's just silent.
Well, I know they're sticking their heads in there, and I'm going to cast mage armor.
Cast mage armor? Okay.
Because I have
What
no
is your
idea what we've got there.
What's your mage armor look like?
I haven't quite decided on. It's the first time I've cast it ever. So I'm assuming that you might need to help me out here because you kind of know the history with it. But that as I cast it, it's going to look kind of like if you ever watch Star Trek when they're blowing up something, you see that wave of energy coming out, from the explosion. It's kind of the reverse of that. It's kind of like the waves coming back in, almost like your force, almost like your Eldritch Blast force coming back in and then shimmering over you.
Okay, like an implosion. So you're pulling in the energy around you, and then it surrounds you in this encasement of energy. Okay.
Yeah, it's all nice and dark and wispy stuff.
Awesome. So yeah, you're surrounded by this mage armor. So what does that do? Temporarily increase your AC?
Yeah, for 8 hours, it brings me up to an AC of 16.
Awesome. And mage armor is, I would assume it's not concentration or anything since it raises your AC. It's just stays.
Just it's not. I am not wearing armor again. AC 13 plus Dex modifier for the duration of the spell. Spell is 8 hours, and it's it's not doesn't look like it's any kind of concentration.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so you are protected by this mage armor. The rest of you, what are you doing? Howie, everything seems fine. I mean, it definitely seems like whoever walked on this porch also went inside this front door.
Good. Step in and see where follow the trail of the larger number of footprints, I guess.
Okay. So you walk inside. Dragonborn do not natively have dark vision. Do you have any sort of light source with you, or are you just kind of swinging the door open and using the sunlight for now?
Oh, okay. My character sheet says I do have dark vision.
Does it?
Yeah, but that might be the 2024 rule set rather than...
Well, that's fine.
I don't really mind either way. I would have an adventurer's kit with a torch in it, so dealer's choice. I don't mind.
Okay. Well, even if you do have dark vision, your companions, well, Mac does, but the two humans probably don't have dark vision.
No.
So did you want to light a torch regardless, or are you fine with peering?
I tell you what, I'll take into consideration your inability to see absolutely anything in the dark. Let's have a torch lit then, since I've got free hands.
Is that what you really think?
Well, I
While
mean,
I'm
I
just doing that, I'm hollowing out a turnip to make a jack-o'-lantern.
And I'll help you out so you don't have to hold it. I'll put out a mage hand so they can carry the torch around.
Oh, very, very, very flash.
That way you can still have your hands as needed.
Oh, thank you very much.
A single tear goes down Mac's eye as another turnip is wasted in vain.
So are we lighting two torches, or is it just the one turnip torch? The one turnip jack-o'-lantern, which I think turnip torch should be the official name from here on.
Much catchier.
Or do both of you have one? Is Poke also lighting a turnip torch while Howie lights a normal torch?
Well, how big is this?
Yeah, I'm going to put a candle inside the turnip. These scares off the ghosts, these do.
I think for the area, we'll probably need more than one torch, because the torch is what, 5 feet or is it 10 feet?
I think, it probably provides...
Mac the scoopings out of the turnip as well, so it's not going on.
Mac is happy then, and he's just going to slide under Howie's feet and just start walking into the house while just munching on the turnip mush.
Yeah, so you're able to light these torches. I think it probably gives off about 5 or 10 feet of light, and then even for those of you with dark vision, it's not perfect. Dark vision isn't you can just see 100% in the dark. You can see a little bit in the dark while everyone else can't see anything. So if you're looking specifically for boot prints on a dusty wooden floor, the torch is going to help out everybody, including those with dark vision. So I think when you walk in here, what you notice are these footprints seem to be going in a variety of directions. You see footprints going up the stairs. You can tell by the dark, and they're not just plain footprints. It's like the dust has been smeared directly, and there seems to be a deliberate path going upstairs. There seems to be a path going straight ahead, and then you see another path going to the left. Let's see. Out of all of them, it looks like our highest passive perception for Howie is a 15. Your guess is that you would guess that these footprints going forward seem the most recent, but honestly, it's hard to tell. I mean, if you want to be sure, I guess you can make another survival check, or any of you are welcome to make a survival check. But I would say it's kind of hard to tell, but it just seems like the most prominent footprints seem to be going forward.
There's a 19 on that survival check.
Yeah, 19. So you're looking, and it's like, what's really weird, it's you kind of do get this weird feeling. These footprints all seem pretty recent. But you do guess that the ones that kind of go straight ahead seem possibly the most recent to you.
Right, so it looks like, if my reading of this is correct, and granted, I have had a bit to drink, the soldiers came in most recently, right? And they went that way. And there's some other footprints that went this way. And they're a bit older. So it might be that the girl's gone that way and then the soldiers have gone a different way. Either way, they're all missing.
But,
What do we want to check out first, boys?
well, but you'd think that if the soldiers came in and saw the girl's tracks, they would go to where the girl was.
Well, you'd think that, but they might not be as acutely sensitive to changes in the environment as me.
Well,
Being just, the local towns fellas.
yeah, well, with my role, they all those tracks look the same to me. I don't know which direction to go where. You just
You haven't had enough to drink, that's the problem.
could be.
I will say the one thing, Howie, that you're pretty sure of is of all the directions, there are no footprints, or at least recent footprints, turning down the hallway that kind of goes behind the stairwell. So you
Nice.
notice as you walked in a few more feet, there's some going up the stairs, up towards that balcony above. And there is a hallway to the right behind the stairwell, but there is no like recent path going that way. Now that you have walked a little bit further into this main area, you are kind of able to get a better perspective, a little bit more point of view. And I think if you can all look down to the left, especially with the lantern, and you do see that this hallway does continue to the left, and there are 3 doorways, one at the very end of the hall, and then one on either side. And then straight ahead of you, it seems the same thing. You see all the way across, there's another hallway. There's a door open at the very end of it, or not a door open, but there's a door at the very end of it, with 2 more doors on either side. And then, like I mentioned, there's a stairwell going up, and then a path to the right behind the stairwell that adds to another hallway. And that one does seem the least traveled of all these directions.
All right then. Well,
But it's very musty and dirty in here, regardless, no matter which way. Even with the footprints, they're only because you're looking for them specifically. If they were not, I don't know, it's almost like the darkness is helping you find these footprints, because if this was a fully lit room, you might not notice the disturbance in the dust at all. It's only the fact that it's like
The
so dark
shadows.
and you're shining a light and then you're looking specifically for footprints in the dust.
I sense
you
the
notice
disturbance in the dust.
You do.
Is that where he was carrying me?
Also, I'd like to mention, what are you doing with the wheelbarrow? Are you leaving it
Oh, we left
outside?
it outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Like on the porch or down by the road?
I don't think I would have bothered to push it up to the porch.
Okay, so yeah, it's just just kind of left outside by the porch. Mac, based on your just ability to navigate the world, you know that turnip is on the left. If you want that turnip, you got to go down this hallway to the left somewhere, because it was definitely in that direction where the broken
Right.
window was. That being said, there was like other turnips, right? Like the real source of turnips is Poke. Poke's the real turnip source. And then you probably still have some meat and wine and stuff left, unless you ate all of it. I don't know if you.
I left most. Well, I did say I was having a picnic in the wheelbarrow, so most of it's actually back in the wheelbarrow. So Mac is like champing at the bit a wee bit. So we were heading left, and then Mac would have kind of sensed that it would probably been the room that we saw, the room that I saw where the turnip was in was probably that first door. Is that the general idea?
Yeah, if you go to the left, there's that hallway, and you would assume it's probably that first door. Are you able to restrain yourself, or do you even care to restrain yourself enough to stay at the party? Or you're just like, I gotta go see what happened that time.
I mean, I did get given some scooped out turnip mash, so I'm actually on good behaviour for now. But he'd maybe grab a hold of Harry's, like, was it you wear like robes? Yeah, so just grab a hold of the robes and just like yank you down a wee bit and go, turnips in there.
I mean, that's as good a direction as any, I reckon. Go on then. Go find it. Go
All right,
get
with
it,
that
lad. Go on, lad.
For that permission to be like going into a little like
Anything
free
up on
frenzy.
Release
how-
the Mac.
Howie's just encouraging him like he would a small dog. Go on, lad. Go find the turnip.
Yeah. So
Did I
you see
anything on
the
off the roof, the ceiling.
Can you see what on the ceiling?
Sorry for interrupting, but yeah, I just had a thought. With the torches, do we see anything on the walls, on the ceiling? Do we
If
see
you
the
look
dust
up,
on the floor,
yeah, if you look up towards the ceiling, have you
Just nondescript.
made a perception check? I see you rolled a 5. Was that just your general perception? Why don't you do a specific investigation if you're trying to look up towards the ceiling? There's definitely that balcony. So if you want to check out the balcony from where you're standing, you can go ahead and make an investigation check for me. Calum or Callum? Is it Calum or Callum?
It's Calum.
Calum. All right, Calum. 18's pretty good. So you're looking up there, and yeah, you don't see anything on the walls or ceiling. There's no like dark shadows or gigantic hands that are about to grab you and throw you out of the dungeon or something. But
That's all I was looking for.
you definitely can see up on the balcony that there's a balcony up above. And I will say with that roll, depending on where you're standing, are you still playing like ultra cautious, like you're by the door? Or have you wandered into the room a little bit further?
Probably taking a step or two in, but I'm still pretty cautious because the whole place to me looks like a death trap.
Okay, that's a good thing to do. It is a haunted house. You look and you do see that the part of the ceiling that's underneath the balcony. So, like if you were to wander forward and look upwards, at the floor of the balcony above you, you do notice a enormous water stain on the bottom of that balcony. So that's the main thing you notice is it's too dark to see like the top of the ceiling in the main room, but at least the bottom of that floor above you, there's an enormous water stain. There seems to be an enormous leak or mold or something above there. It doesn't look like the most stable floor above you, where that balcony comes across.
Okay. Well, I'll let them know. Just tell them, hey, fools, y'all need to be careful where you're running into.
Mac, you run through here. Any evidence of footprints, you just scramble right through them. You run straight down this hallway. For all your intelligence, you do know this door right here to your left, unless you've just completely miscalculated everything, that turnip's in there. That turnip should be in this room right there.
So I'll stop at the door, and I'll just kind of look back for Harry and just be like,
I like how Howie's the voice of reason for you. Like, he also has scales.
Yeah, exactly. He's the only one speaking to him, to be fair. Howie's the only one that speaks to him.
This is like, I don't know, like a human having a pet capuchin monkey or something. Like
really intelligent pet that loves turnips.
Yeah.
So if Howie gives Mac permission, Mac will be going through that door.
Go on, lad.
Just like crashes into it.
Yeah, it opens. You hit it, and it's almost like over dramatic, like it wasn't even closed all the way. You like bust through it. You like almost stumble through the door a little bit too much, and you bust right into this room. Because we are trying to kind of showcase these official modules, I'll even read the official description for you. Here. So this room was once a library with bookshelves around the walls. Most of the shelves are broken, and in many places they have come away from the wall. So they're just completely falling down. The few shelves that are still intact are empty, but there are a pile of books that rest in the southwest corner. So you come in here and you see a destroyed library that looks like even most of the books have been completely taken. And sure enough, like this beam of holy light coming in, the only source of light in this room. From outside, there is this light shining on the ground, and there, cascaded like across the dusty floor
from this whole thing,
is the turnip.
Weirdly, the turnip descriptive text was in the official book.
Yeah, it is strange how that was there. Roll for turnip.
I'm getting like Ice Age vibes with the scritching as the turnip.
There indeed is the holy turnip
lying
on the ground.
So Mac will take a deep breath. You see the turnip's not moved, so he's kind of happy with that. But he is gonna like kind of cautiously move in just in case there's any like things that might steal his turnip.
Okay.
Would Mac think that since I'm using a mage hand to hold the torch, that he'd probably want me to get the mage hand to grab the turnip out of there?
Nah. Max foods is Max.
Oh,
that's way too involved thinking for Mac.
That's way too much. You don't even notice the floating turnip a lantern. But he is going to like cautiously move into the room while moving towards the turnip.
Yeah, you start walking towards this turnip, wide-eyed and focused on it, and it's just laying there. I guess if you'd like, do an investigation check, but this room seems like just an abandoned library. I think the most notable thing is that it's not just an abandoned library; it's like a pilfered library. Like most of these books are gone.
Yeah, so I rolled a 7. He doesn't really care.
Yeah,
I just
7.
rolled it because I like rolling dice, but yeah, it's just turnip vision.
Yeah, there is just that turnip.
Yep.
And you go towards the turnip, and yeah, it turns into a devil. It is Satan. No, it's
No.
just a normal.
No.
No, it's just a normal turnip laying on the ground. Are you gonna grab that turnip?
Yep.
I like how we saw him throw the turnip, and we're like, this turnip's cursed somehow. But no, you grab the turnip, and you got it. You got the turnip.
Cool. So yeah, Max just going to go
We
back
just
out
got
the room
sued.
again and hand Harry the turnip.
That was the original composition.
It's like fetch.
Well
He didn't even
done.
want
That's
to
a
eat it.
good
Yeah.
boy.
and then he's going to head towards this. He's basically going to try and obviously he's not very smart. He's just going to start looking in the other doors for more food or people.
Howie just yells, "That was a library. It was a bit shit. There's no books left in it."
Are the rest of you staying in the hallway? Like, do any of you go in there, or is it just like Mac runs in, Mac runs out, has the turnip, and you're like, all right, he didn't die.
I don't think there would have been time for us to follow him in there. He's just gone in, got the turnip, and gone out. I'll follow him down the hallway.
Okay, yeah, Poke. So you can follow him down the hallway. Callum, are you just playing the cautious, staying a little bit behind in this main area, or what are you doing? Are you in the hallway with them?
Yeah, I'm kind of probably right about there, keeping the rear guard
Okay, yeah, that is totally fine. So
with the torch. So, because it wouldn't be helpful if I was there and I couldn't see.
True say.
yeah, so you go in there, and
Right there.
right, you're right there. So for all the audio listeners, right there, you know where there is.
Right there.
Mac, you run back out. There's a door on the other side of the hallway, and then there's a door at the end of the hallway. Which one would you like to try to go down? Howie's given you permission, as far as I know.
Yeah. If he's got permission, he'll go to the one that was behind them. So
Poke,
so
you
the
see
one where
Mac
I'm
just
standing.
run out, and before like you said, before you can even really respond, he has turnip in hand. You said the one right across?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Howie just speaks out the corner of his mouth to Poke. He's like, "I once knew a fellow used to have ferrets, and he'd send them down rabbit warrens and let them drag out all the rabbits. I'm thinking a similar principle will apply here. We'll let Mac flush anything out, and we can deal with it."
That does seem like a good idea, that.
He's full of energy. Let the lad burns off some of that energy.
No, that's a great plan. See what happens. I'd like to see those fireworks.
But I'm not going in first. I tell you.
There is one problem with that, though. There's
that?
a little bit of a problem with that. Is that rabbits is scared of ferrets, and what's going to be scared of that kobold?
Well, you haven't seen him fire his gun yet. I tell you, when that thing starts going off, everybody will be shitting their pants.
Considering this is my first kobold to ever see, I'm already terrified that the lizard guy's walking around with clothes and carrying a firearm. So,
well, just don't get between him and his food, and you'll probably be fine.
Yeah, he said he's like a pet, but he has a gun.
Well, yeah, you could give a cappuccino monkey a Colt 1911 and just let it loose.
Put it this way.
I'm not saying it'd be a
and
good idea, but you could do it.
He's got a gun and he's
could.
still walking around. He's not actually blown his head off yet, so he's probably pretty good with it.
yeah,
That's a good point.
I'm
I
already
mean, if you
forming
blow your
that.
head off, you can't eat turnips and meat.
It's not really a question of dexterity. It's just judgment more than anything else.
So yeah, Mark will just kind of open the door if it's not locked and bust on through into this room.
Yeah, you bust on in. So what you walk in, this room seems to have once been a writing room or some sort of study. And against the wall, just under the window, so when you walk in, on the far wall, you can actually see 2 windows. There's very little light coming through just because how they're pretty much boarded up, and then the parts that aren't are still covered in just literal decades of dust. Against the wall under the window slits there's a large wooden writing desk, and it seems partially broken. Most of it's rotted away. and there are drawers on either side of the desk. And in the large center, you actually see a large drawer that is closed. All the other drawers, except for the center one, are wide open, and they look like they've been busted. Like you can just look immediately, and it looks like this desk has been like someone's been in here at some point in the last century and has forced this thing open and broken most of the drawers. The center drawer itself is still shut. No turnips though, unfortunately.
Mac's a bit confused why everything's been busted. He kind of like looks into the ones that have been busted and kind of stares at the one that's not been busted open.
Yeah, I mean it's shut. Did you want to do something with it? It's you don't smell any food. There's no turnips. There's no children. There's no councilman.
I mean, he does like breaking into things just kleptomaniac style, so he's going to try and like open up that center drawer, I guess, if no one else is telling him to stop doing stuff.
No,
Everybody else still in the hallway.
I think Howie would be well, not that cautiously because he's drunk, but semi-cautiously following in.
Jeremy,
Now, when you say, I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you say at one point? I don't know if it was in here, but you said there was a pile of books. Was that in the other room?
There's a pile of books in the library. You didn't see them, Callum, but if you're cautiously following behind, they did leave that door open, so you could peer inside if you wanted to. And now that you know Max already ran in there, it seems safe.
Howie did shout that room was a library as well.
So there is that. So yeah, you haven't seen it, but you could go in there and look if you'd like. It has been cleared by the Mac. He's not I was gonna say he's not a PC, but he is a PC. He is a play character. So you're both like PC and a Mac, which is weird. John Hodgman would be confused.
These are the jokes that we signed up for.
That's true. That's true. They're not good jokes. They used to be bad jokes. At least now I can say they're dad jokes.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Congratulations again, by the way.
Thank you.
Turn up the Mac.
So Callum, you're walking in that room. Mac, you're going up to this drawer. I'll go ahead and do this with Mac first. Mac, if you're trying to open the drawer, you grab it and it doesn't open. Did you want to try to force it open or do anything else? I mean, if you're just going pure strength, you can make an athletics check, I suppose. But when you initially go to open it, it's like, that's locked.
Is it? Yeah, if it's locked, he'll just look over to Harry and he'll then pull out some thieves' tools and go through the drawer, basically.
Oh, and you are a rogue, right?
Yeah.
So you do have some thieves' tools. Yeah, go ahead and make a dexterity check with those thieves' tools.
Not 20.
Nat 20. A natural 20. That is really
good.
good.
Game.
So
so it's really uncharacteristically, just Max just like, and he just probably like locks in. You just hear him. You don't hear him like making random noises or anything. He just like pulls it out and just like really dexteritily does it and just goes. That's it.
Kind of figure you did like the Fonzie thing, just walked up, smacked it, and it opened up.
Yeah. It's one of the few times you'll see Mac like properly lock in and just like be serious for a second.
Yeah, to everyone but Howie, Mac doesn't seem that intelligent. Even, Howie seems to understand a little bit better, but Mac, like you said, he thinks of him more as a pet, but Mac is intelligent. It's just a different form of intelligence. You walk up, zero problem, you break this thing open. That absolutely opens it. You pull this thing open, you may be disappointed to find no food inside. But instead, what you do find, you see two small vials, and they seem to have a strange gold liquid in them.
Oh, gimme.
Yeah, so Max, 19, so he's probably not done a whole lot of adventuring, but would he know what this would look like? Or is this more like, a mysterious liquid?
Do a history check for me.
Okay.
You made it 19 years as a kobold. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, that's true.
You're like the elder kobold.
Oh, right, so it's just
He's kobold.
Yeah, I have no idea what this
you
is.
You have a 2, you're like, shiny nut food.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of like pick them both up with one each hand and just go like that and just offer it to Harry, his new best friend.
Yeah, Howie takes them. Is like, hoping it's booze, but that's how he sort of swirls it around and peers into the vials and gives them a tentative sniff. See if he knows what they might be. I'm sure he will have absolutely zero idea. But,
yeah, you can do a history or because let's see, you are a monk, right?
Correct.
So do a Arcana check based on your background.
Jesus.
Or I mean, you could do. I was gonna say just regular history check.
A booze check.
You got a 0?
I don't know how that would be possible.
Me
I can't
either.
even-
You just die or something. You just have a heart attack.
The virtual
Not one.
the virtual die on D&D Beyond said 14, but
Oh, okay. So it's a 14, but that's a
14
0
minus
for some
1,
reason.
so it'd be a 13.
With a 13 and being a monk, you look at this and you think this is some sort of like this looks like someone took essentially what is some sort of like a healing potion,
Mm-hmm.
like a cure-all elixir, and just split it into smaller vials. So it's not going to be very potent, but it's a less potent healing elixir of some sort. You don't know if that means it heals health or if it cures poison or if it cures some other status condition, but you don't think it'll kill you. It's not alcohol, definitely not turnip based, and probably benefits you in some way.
Excellent. Well, I'll keep hold of these for safekeeping.
And there was nothing else in this room.
We chuck that in the stew later.
There was
Aye, that's
nothing
not a
else
bad
in the
idea.
room. No, there's just the desk, and then like it looks like the rest of the things in here have been destroyed. However, Callum, if you're popping your head into that library, you're looking around. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do an investigation check?
All right, let's see my investigation. Oh, yeah. Get a swing bonus for this one.
I'm always encouraged by players saying, "Ooh, yeah."
Ooh, a natural
20.
20. Man, they're just everywhere.
Oh,
That is good. Yeah, you're looking in here and you're like, you don't care about turnips, you don't care about food. And you're looking around the
All
library and you're seeing all business.
just real quick. Mage hand disappears. Force on the floor.
So the torch just drops.
Now the house is on fire.
Were you holding the turnip one or the other one?
I'm not sure which one I was holding.
I think you were holding the regular torch and
The regular one, yeah.
and,
Howie, you just see your torch
Oh yeah,
drop suddenly.
I'm holding the turnip torch.
Yeah, Poke has the turnip torch. So Howie, your torch just drops. What do you do?
shit.
I'll go back over there and grab it. It's just that
Eh,
as far as the mage hand just disappeared.
Dexterity saving throw to see if you can catch it before it drops.
Oh, do that.
I mean, if you're going to drop a naked flame in the middle of a dusty old library, it's probably the worst place you could possibly do it.
At least there's no books there. 24. Man, these are some high rolls. Yeah. So it drops, but you're able to scramble over there, Calum, and pick it up before any, crazy fire breaks out.
So weird.
You're able to grab the torch and hold it up into the darkness before you. And looking in the corner of this room, you see all the empty shelves. But because the shelves are so empty, it makes it all the easier to see the parts that are not empty. And you see just stacked up in the corner are 3 books.
Yeah, whoa. Go see what these books are about. This way?
Okay, yeah, you go over to the shelf, you look at those books, they're kind of just hidden around in the corner. And so the thing is, a lot of older books don't actually have the title written on the spine itself, but if you flip open onto the front page, you'll notice that there are some things written inside. You see that one is called The Magical Properties of Gemstones. And there's a very famous name written in here. It seems to have been written by someone named Tensor. You look at another one. It's called The Magical Properties of Herbs and Flowers. This one's also written by Tensor. And then you see a third one called The Metaphysics of Mathematics. And this one is written by someone named Nice Stool.
Nice stool.
Nice Stool. I didn't make these up. Blame Jeremy Crawford, not Jeremy Fair.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Different Jeremy.
That was what I got told the last time I went to the proctologist.
Don't blame
Hey
Jeremy
man,
Fair.
nice stool. Blame
Oh, I thought
Jeremy
you said
Fair.
blame me, Jeremy.
Blame Jeremy Crawford.
So nice
Just coming out and screaming at you, going, "Oh my god!"
complimented me on my stool and then told me not to trust Jeremy Crawford.
Ah,
I'm not quite sure what that was about. I got referred to another proctologist shortly afterwards.
It's like when I got my blood drawn and they tell me I'm a good bleeder. Like, what the hell does that mean?
Was he a Cockney doctor? You were like seen by Jack the Ripper.
wait,
You're a nice little bleeder.
Nice
Was that Dr. Acula that told you that?
Yeah.
Dr. Strahd.
Oh,
I've got the results back on your blood test, and I found that it is delicious.
So yeah, you have those 3 books.
Right.
You can do with them what you would like.
Start a fire here. I'll probably go ahead and just flip through them, see if there's any loose notes, pages, something about anything that may give us any information about what this house is.
Yeah, flipping through the books, you don't see anything like that, but there is a piece of paper tucked into one of them. So the one that says herbs and flowers, there's just a piece of paper tucked in there. The piece of paper itself seems to be mostly falling apart. It looks like there is ink written on it by hand that seems to have been smeared. And as you're kind of examining it in the darkness and trying to look at the parts that are legible, you see something that says Beyond Skeletons. Other than that, it seems like, and it's written in common, I will say. But other than that, it just seems very difficult to parse what's here. Seems like something was written. And what's odd is that the pages aren't like that. The pages are mostly intact. So like this note seems to have been destroyed before it was stuffed in this book and maybe used more of a bookmark than anything.
We tuck that away. Books in the pack because they may mean something later.
The rest of you, what would you like to do? Are the other 2 of you just hanging out in the hallway? What are you doing during all this, Poke? Sorry.
I am just watching what's going on in the room with Mac. Has Mac come out of the room now?
Yeah, Mac kind of wandered back through just as
Scuttled through Howie's legs.
yeah. As soon as he's very one-track minded, as soon as he handed over the potions, he just left.
I'm just ready to stab anything that comes running out that isn't Mac.
Good.
Whoa, wait a second there. Don't jump the gun, I'm still here.
So yeah, you run out.
I don't expect you'd be running out. You'd be staggering out.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I don't tend to run very often unless somebody offers me a drink on the other side of the room.
Yeah, earlier you said you were drunk. Are you drunk or you just drink like all the time?
Well, I mean, how long's a piece of string? To you, I'm probably drunk. To me, it's Tuesday.
It's Friday, but yeah, it's good to know.
Well, good. Close enough.
Awesome. So what would you all like to do now? Howie, you are the last one in this room. Caleb, you found these books. The rest of the room looks empty except for like I said, the most light is coming from outside where the turnip was originally thrown through the window, but it seems otherwise safe and empty. And then the rest of you are in this hallway. Poke, at this point, I think you are like the one closest to this only remaining door, unless you all want to go back the other direction.
There was one thing that I forgot to bring up, if I can interrupt. When the mage hand dropped, so did my mage armor. So I don't know if that's more of a thing. I don't know if it just dissipates. I'm assuming it just dissipates.
Yeah, that glow around you just stops. Yeah. And so did the mage armor fell and the mage hand fell.
Yeah.
At the same time.
It was like a dispelling spell.
But you also were, but you just were so quick, you just caught that torch no problem. So now it seems like you're holding Howie's torch for him. But
why, thank you.
Right.
But he's in a different room with it. Poke, what would you like to do? Did you want to go through this door, or do you just want to send Mac in?
Well, we got one door left. I'm going to knock it. I'm going to be polite.
Okay. Poke, you walk up and you start knocking on this door. You knock. You knock again.
Is there any response?
There's no response. And for just in case, not the spell knock, just the normal knock. And yeah, nothing seems to happen when you knock on the door. No response.
Avoidance of doubt.
Well, I guess I'll open the door then.
Okay. You open up this door, and when you open this door, what you are going to see is a large sort of living area. So a door when you look in, you notice that there are a couple windows in here. So to your left are 2 windows. Ahead of you are 2 windows. There's also a fireplace hearth right there in front of you. It's not lit or anything like that. This room is completely dark like everything else, but it does seem like a very large room. It seems about the same size as the original like foyer area when you first walked in. And excuse me, peering to your right, you see a door that is actually slightly open. It's not even closed all the way, and it seems to be leading to outside. And from where you can see, just looking out, it's almost like it leads to like some sort of outside looking balcony, like a back porch or some sort of terrace or something. But other than that, the room seems kind of
library
bare.
room, the remains of some shelves that
There were shelves in the library room,
like
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go and grab some bits of wood because I'm assuming they're all rotten and come apart easy enough. I'll grab some wood and get the fire going because it's going to take a little while to make a stew with these turnips.
Yeah, Callum, as you're sitting in here,
Priorities.
suddenly
There's a fireplace there, so we might as well get
Yeah.
it started early while we're having a little wander round.
Oh, yeah, you get a nice simmer going.
Yeah, Callum, you're sitting here in this room grabbing these books, and just as you're about to turn around to exit, Poke comes walking in here and just starts going at it with these bookshelves.
Hey, friend, I think in the other room it's already all destroyed stuff in there, right? And they're right with the.
Oh, no one's going to be missing these bookshelves. There's no books.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You want some help?
Yeah, go on. Let's get dinner on.
Yeah, I can help you. I can help you
Just
get
getting this fire going. We'll get the stew on. We'll have a little wander round. By the time we're done, we'll have a nice turnip stew.
Yeah, see,
Callum,
I'm
are you
thinking.
mentioning the books to anybody, or are you just letting this happen?
Oh no, I'll bring it up to him. Say, well, if any of y'all like to read, I found a couple of good books over here. Probably not the kind you want to sit down and read right away. There's a little note in there, and it said, "Beyond Skeletons." Now,
Right.
I'm not entirely sure what that means. Maybe that means someplace to go.
We've
But
moved beyond the need for skeletons now. There's some kind of evolutionary advancement. Perhaps whatever lives here has developed an exoskeleton.
well,
Or
that's a really good point. However, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be about evolution on just a scrap of paper.
I don't know. There was wasn't it supposed to be an alchemist or something lived here? Maybe he's
Well, that's very possible. Well,
maybe
the
he's
books.
moved beyond the need for a skeleton. Perhaps he's a being of pure energy, or just like a stomach or something, just rolling around.
Well, it came out of one of these books here. I got magical properties. I can't read my handwriting. And then the ones for herbs and flowers. And then the metaphysical math. Gemstone. Magical properties, gemstone. Written by Tenzer. And then there was the math one was written by Nice Stool. Nice Stool? So,
I'm not sure which one's worse. Nice tool or nice stool?
yeah. But yeah, so we could flip through those, but I haven't really seen nothing else here.
I trust you. I'm not much of one for reading, personally.
That's right. That torch is mage hand. I'm going to cast mage hand and hold that torch up again.
Oh, right.
We got to walk around.
Well, I think if Hoax moved into the next room with bits of detritus to start a fire, then Hallie would also have moved into that room now. But just have a look around.
Was there anything else in this room that I'm in? It's a note.
So I've cut the wood in the fireplace, and lightning comes down the fireplace.
Spend 10,000 channel points to flex the most extra firelighting technique ever. The gods respond to your quest for food and ignite the fireplace.
Yeah, so it looks like someone called lightning for 10,000 points. So yeah, you're
Oh, that was me.
Oh, it was you. Oh, wow. So you're over here
what a flex.
Building this fire, and then this lightning bolt comes down. It seems like whatever your sacrifice and prayers were earlier to the god of the sea, the god of the storms, or whatever it is, seems to be responding, because there's a lightning bolt that comes down and this fire just lights.
Well, I hope you haven't wasted your blessing on that. Instead of Or, I don't know, potentially advantage or curing some wounds, say?
I've got a lot of channel points.
It's still, I'm just, well, it's not really metagaming, meta referencing. Wow. Yeah, that was extremely extra. Well done. I'm very pleased with that.
I missed
I would have
because my
felt
internet
bad using it for anything that actually gave me any
Massive,
advantage.
yeah. I feel the same way about him. But yeah, that's hilarious.
I just like the idea that you start putting on some food, Matt comes running in, and suddenly there's a lightning just like strike down just before Matt's about to get to the food.
Oh, what did I miss? My internet dropped out.
A god struck lightning down and lit the fire because of points spent in the Twitch stream. So a bolt of lightning came down and lit the fire just in time as you're building the fire poke out of this wood from this library, and sure enough, this just bursts into flames, and you're able to start cooking some more turnip stew. I'm sure Mac is extremely excited.
Yeah. Mac was just kind of like just swatting flies and just kind of getting bored because he was just like, everyone was wandering around and talking and reading books and stuff. And he's just like, and as soon as he heard the kind of fire going on, he goes to run over, and then just lightning comes down just as he's about to like grab some stew.
Everyone that is in here what are the rest of you doing? Did you want to explore the room at all?
Yeah, Howie was just gonna have a mooch about and see if there's anything interesting, obviously interesting. He's not like getting on hands and knees and searching the place with a fine-tooth comb, but just sort of looking about and see if there's anything worth in further investigation in here.
Okay, and then Caleb, are you staying out in the hallway, just kind of watching their backs, or did you want to come into the room where they're starting to cook their turnip feast?
Well,
After all, it's been an hour and a half since you left town. You wouldn't want to miss out.
After the buffet at the council offices.
I think some of y'all have some low blood sugar going on there. But yeah, I'm going to come on in the room, just right up to the door. Still kind of keep my eye around the hallway area as far as my torch will let me.
Okay, yeah, you can keep watching that direction, kind of come in the room. Just make sure nothing sneaks up on all of you. Howie, you said you're going to take a look around. Did you? There is that outside back porch kind of leading to like a outer terrace. You can see just immediately it's kind of like a glass covered screened in porch type deal.
Okay.
If you wanted to go out that way. Otherwise, in this room, you can search around the ground to see where those original footprints had led, since there were multiple passive footprints. But other than that, it doesn't seem like there's much going on in this room.
Okay, we'll go check out the conservatory or whatever it is.
Okay, yeah, you can go out into the back porch, and yeah, as you walk out there, you can definitely see that it kind of overlooks it just opens up outside, and you're now on a back porch, and this part of the porch is kind of looking it's the opposite side of the sea. So the side you all came on is kind of more closely facing actually that's incorrect. Sorry. Yeah, you look out here and it is kind of overlooking a cliff facing out towards the sea a little bit. And you see that there's like a small porch, and then part of the fence that's on the porch has been kind of rotted away through time, and then you can just look down into the water and you can see the sea beyond. There's not really anything of note out here. It does look like maybe part of the porch has been broken away, as if at some point someone has climbed up onto this porch from the outside and maybe entered through this way. But you don't notice anything specifically of note. Why don't you go ahead and do an investigation check, though?
Okie dokie. That will be an 8.
An 8. Yeah, when you're out here, it's just like, okay, so I guess if we circled around the house, we could have came in through this way, but you don't see anything else going on. The only thing of note is that someone at some point in the past, certainly not recently necessarily, has broken this and entered this house from this direction.
All right. Well, seems like it's a bit of a bust. Wonder what Poke's doing with my dinner. Go back in.
So what'd you find?
Not much. Looks like somebody's broken in through the back at some point, but it's nothing really of interest out the back.
So we think that's the way that they probably came in, because the front door was also messed up too.
Well, I think I think the search party and the little girl are probably coming through the front door, and then somebody at some point is coming through the back, and it doesn't look like it's been used recently. But I
Yeah.
mean, like Poke was saying, kids have always been coming up here and chucking things through the windows and stuff like that. And we can see the library and what have you has been raided. So it looks like people have been coming here for years.
Well, has Mr. Polk, since he lived here a lot, maybe he is this a common thing for kids to do this kind of mischief in this area?
Oh yeah, there's it's where all the kids come to show they're brave.
Oh,
They not come up here, they chuck things at the house, they camp in the grounds. Never heard about anyone going inside though.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, Poke, have you ever came onto this porch in the back porch or the front porch before, or have you always kept your distance and thrown turnips at it?
Oh no, I chuck my turnips from the gate.
Well, I mean, it could have been something recent, but I know that smugglers and them sorts, they like little out of the way places like this, and we can see, in the rooms we've already looked at, some bugger's been in here and had a good root around. But I don't think it was recent anyway, based on the evidence I could see.
So Mac walks up to Harry and just kind of pulls down on his robe again. So this is how Mac gets attention now from Harry, apparently. It's just
What's up, pal?
Where's the ghosts? No ghosts.
We've not seen any ghosts yet, so I don't know. They might be upstairs. They might not come out until after dark.
And as soon as Harry says might be upstairs, Mac's off.
Oh,
Mac's just booking it in the opposite direction.
Mac starts running, and that's away from the stew. That is quite a character development for Mac. Mac, you start sprinting down this hallway, and you find yourself back in that main room where you first started. When you run into here, it's just as it was before. You see the stairwell before you, a hallway to your left, another hallway behind the stairwell, and then, of course, the front door you all entered in. Which way would you like to go?
So on the left, it was like a balcony, and then there was a way underneath that. Is that right?
Yeah, so if you were to go up the stairs, the top of this room it's like a double-story height room, and then you can see a balcony at the top of the stairs. So yeah, if you wanted to go to the stairs, you could do that.
Yeah.
When the rest of you see Mac just take off, what is your plan? I know Poke is making some turnips too.
well, I was going to go out here to this back area that they've been out and just see if maybe there's anything they may have missed.
Okay.
Because all they told us was that it was just broke in that way, right?
Yeah, that's what Howie explained to you. And when you look, you can see what Howie was talking about. It seems like part of it doesn't seem like there's a natural entrance to this. There's no stairs leading up to this little outside terrace, this little porch. But it definitely seems like probably someone has broken away part of the rotted wood so they can climb up onto this because there's no fallen branches or anything that would have caused it naturally. And it just seems to extend for a couple feet beyond that, and then it overlooks like a cliff. And looking up from this cliff, it's a far drop. I mean, you're at a part where if you were to leap off of this, I mean, it's like a 90-foot drop straight to the ocean. There's not like a much of a yard beyond this. Like you could climb over it, and there's a little bit of a yard, but that's it. It's not like it leads somewhere.
We'll just slowly back away from the cliff face area.
Yeah, if this thing fell, it wouldn't be great.
Development.
Howie, you start running down this hall, and you see Mac is frantically looking around this main den, not den area, I guess, this main foyer, or however you want to say it. And Mac is now at the edge of the stairs. And Mac, what are you doing? Are you going to go up the stairs?
Yeah, I kind of got overly excited as Mac, and kind of looked around and realized nobody was falling. But then, as soon as he sees Harry's
wait,
front
don't
face,
go any further.
And he just kind of kicks the ground, just. Right. He's not being given permission to go run away anywhere else.
It's probably best if we don't all split up like this.
Okay.
It never turns out bad.
He will look at the stairs or up the stairs just to see if he can see it from the bottom of the stairs perspective.
Okay, yeah, if you're looking up those stairs, what you would see is it seems like it just kind of extends upward the staircase, and then you see that there's a hallway at the top that seems to go both ways. So it seems like if you were to go up the stairs, there would be something to the right as well as something to the left.
Right.
But other than that, there's just a wall at the top.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see anything. There's no like creepy specters or anything above you. But it does seem like there are two different directions once you get to the second floor.
All right.
Right. Howie's seemingly out of breath. I think he's just pinballed off each wall in this corridor.
The monk is out of breath.
Stumbling after Mac. God, you are a little bundle of energy, aren't you, Mac?
Yeah. Fighting ghosties.
Right. Well, we don't want to
Haven't
go
eaten
too
a ghost
far.
before. Can you eat ghosts?
I've never tried. I suppose we'll find out, won't we?
World first.
You would definitely make it into the books if you were the first person to eat a ghost, Mac.
Going to be a good chef. Gourmet.
Oh, is that what you want out of life, Mac? You want to be a chef?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a noble goal. Let's see what we can find you some delicacies, eh?
So you would actually see as he turns around, hanging off the side, he's just got like a wee cooking utensils and stuff on his like back of his left hand. So off his
that's
belt.
absolutely adorable, that is.
It is like the most copper looking utensils around, like the worst kind of thing that would get thrown out. But he's like, and I'm like kind of do like chopping motions with it.
Well, I tell you what, do you want to give Poke a hand with the turnip stew?
Oh,
And then we can all go check up upstairs together. But I don't think we should go off on our own.
okay.
And then Mac just completely books it past. How we again in the opposite direction.
Just the speed at which your token moved then was how fast I actually imagined Mac moving for real.
Yeah. I like slide under Callum's legs and just looks at what Hulk is doing.
Hang on a second here.
Yeah, we probably got a couple of hours here for this student.
That was my dexterity check as you come zipping through like my 4-year-old.
Try to catch him.
Where'd he go?
Bubble zoomies.
Well, that was just a fun little guy.
He's
Them
got
turnips ready yet?
the zoomies.
That's an acrobatics check. See if
We can leave this here.
Dodge.
This is stew for a couple of hours.
Oh,
We'll come back to it. It'll be nice, tasty stew.
Oh, we're making that low and slow, are we?
100% turnip and water.
Okay.
Delicious.
No nothing.
Mac will then pull on Hulk's trousers and be like,
Fighting ghosties.
Yeah, do we want to check out the rest of the downstairs first, or do you want to go upstairs? I accidentally let slip that there might be something upstairs, and it got Mac excited. But I think we might actually want to check out the ground floor first.
yeah. I think so, because you never know what kind of wee beasties may just be deciding to jump out here at us.
Yeah, you're right there. We don't want to get bitten in the back by something if we go upstairs and we haven't checked out the bottom.
Yeah.
Always
Right,
better to get bitten in the front.
That's right. At least you can close your eyes and pretend it's not happening. As my wife said to me.
As I go past each doorway, I'm just going to take a step in, see where Mac is, make sure he's not running past me and over me again, then go to this hallway and, okay, let him get past and then come back out.
Somehow Mac teleported. Mac ran across as you turned your back and poked your head back in the library for just a second. There was a whoosh and Mac came flying past you and Mac's back in the foyer again.
Poke, you coming?
I'll come up behind you.
All right.
Make sure no one's following.
That's a
All
good
right then,
plan.
Mac. Seek.
Where?
Dealer's choice. You go where you like. Whatever you think's best.
So Mac, you're gonna start running north.
north and then just I'd been given permission to go and explore, so I immediately basically face plant through that door.
Yeah,
Hopefully it's not locked.
So yeah, you start running.
Little kobold-shaped outline in the door.
You start running northward, so you're from that original room where you all originally entered the haunted house. Now you're back in that main foyer area, and then Mac, you go ahead and run straight forward down that northern hallway after having explored the other side of the house on the left. And yeah, there are 3 doors that you can see. So there's one to your right, one to your left, one at the end of the hall, and then you also see that the hallway seems to take a branch to the right.
Mm.
You said you wanted to just go ahead and run straight into this.
Yeah, straight through the door on the
First
right,
one?
I guess.
All right, I'm going to try to alter the perspective here for our viewers a little bit. And yeah, you're able to run forward, and then yeah, there's that first doorway on your right. So Mac, if you're going to go ahead and go into this doorway, you will find that it also is not locked. So you're just going to bust it
Yes,
right
basically
open.
Face planted straight through.
All right, when you
Immediately
face plant through it.
Trips
This
over
is-
the chair, let's say.
This is how my dog opens doors.
You
Pushes them
come
open with a
into-
face.
You come into what the author of this module has described as the withdrawing room. So I guess it's just a room to go calm down away from everybody else. Not the best room for Mac, I guess.
Oh, I need one of
inside,
those.
Where you
There
come
are
down off your heroin.
it's not the drawing room; it's the withdrawing room.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
Oh,
2 stuffed armchairs that stand near yet another fireplace. So if we need another turnip stew, this is an option. The covers of both of these armchairs have been completely torn to shreds. The stuffing has been pulled out. It looks like something has actively destroyed these chairs. It's not just from time. Something has torn them apart. And you can see, though, however, the wooden frame itself is still intact. And then there's a broken wooden table towards the north wall. It looks like it's been bowed into the middle. As if like Macho Man Randy Savage did like a elbow drop onto it or something.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, all you see is a room that has been actively destroyed. So someone has come in here and done something, maybe a poltergeist or a ghost or something, or some punk ass kids that are a lot more brave than Poke was, throwing turnips from 40 feet away.
So imagine how you would have came in just after Mac, and Mac's like, was it me?
Yeah.
You do it. Was it like this?
No, I know. You're a good lad, Mark. It's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
This room also has windows that seem to be facing the outside grounds. The difference is these windows have been completely nailed shut. So there are boards on the wall, boards
So you can't
over the
see
windows.
outside.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, there's little parts here or there where you could put your head right up against it and peer outside, but even then, the glass is mostly covered in a layer of dust.
I was going to go in towards the window and see if I could see how far right goes, but that's not a Mac thing to do, so I wouldn't do that.
And then just a thing to mention, a lot of these footprints that were originally identified by Howie have been completely destroyed, as Mac has sprinted around this place often.
That makes sense.
What's Poke doing?
Standing rear guard at the entrance to the corridor, I think. Was that the plan?
He's being a coward, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, Poke.
I was being
it's,
more diplomatic than that.
yeah, Poke. It's funny because you were a native here, so for you, it's like you're probably freaking out that you finally went in this place. How old is Poke? By the way,
I do not want to be in it.
how old would you say Poke is?
Probably about 30.
30 or so. Yeah. So you know
I
when
can't
you were
count that high though, so
when you were a kid, yeah, you can only count in however many turnips grow in your dried out field. But you were a kid and a teenager, and this place has always just been like a place of legends. And now you're in here, and they're all just running around. Mac doesn't seem scared of anything. So for you, this place is probably even more terrifying, just because you have all those legends in your head of what this place was, whereas a lot of these other have only had a couple. They've only heard a little bit about this place. That being said, it is still spooky. I will remind you, like, a lot of these things are destroyed. Now, does that mean some brave kids came here and destroyed it, or does that mean something is really going on? You all do have the benefit of coming in here in literally the middle of the day. It is like almost afternoon, and you're in here. So, that's probably the least scary time to explore a haunted house.
Yeah.
But Mac,
we
you
could
come
back
in here.
at 2 a.m.
That room is pre-destroyed, so no fun for you.
He doesn't destroy things. He just is just very enthusiastic about looking for things.
That's true. That's true. What would you all like to do next?
So Mac could kind of slide under Harry's legs and start exploring again. Very
He's
curious.
been given the seek command.
Yeah, exactly. There wasn't a cancel to that command, so he's just kind of running around.
Did you want to go to the next door across the hall or down the hallway?
Yeah, no, he's methodical in his exploring like a dog. But yeah, you go to the next door.
Okay, you can go ahead and go to the next room if you'd like. And what you find, it looks like the remnants of a dining room. This dining room looks like at one point in time it was quite nice. It's you don't smell any food or anything. There's not some.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna ask if this was his favorite terrain.
It should be. It should be. If only you were a hunter. It's not like some Pan's Labyrinth shit. There's not like this amazing feast laid out before you. That would actually be pretty creepy, probably. But instead, it is a completely abandoned dining room. At one time, there was a long table stood in the center of this room. Now it seems to be broken to the floor and slightly askew. There's chairs that are broken against the wall between the windows. And there is a heap of broken dishes in the northwest corner. Once again, it is empty. It looks like this room has been not just abandoned, but destroyed. Whoever came in this house is quite disrespectful.
There's a lot of fireplaces.
And lots of fireplaces and windows, yeah.
Way too many fireplaces. It's going to be like full of chimneys, this whole house. It's just like chimneys. There's no roof, it's just chimneys.
I'm waiting for us to open up one of the rooms and we see a bunch of drunk ghosts partying it up.
Occupado.
So there's literally nothing other than like a dining table, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. You probably
Mac is getting frustrated. He just wants to
what a
find something.
letdown.
So he's gonna like come out, I guess, and slowly walk past Callum so he doesn't get like shouted at again.
I do one of the butt things up against the wall to give you room to go past.
And then the one time you do actually move out of the way, Mac respects your boundaries and just walks past slowly.
Just an exchange of silent nods.
I guess Mac, before going to the door straight ahead, he's going to look right and just kind of see what's down that corridor.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, if you look down to the right, so yeah, ahead of you is this door that seems to be closed. I will say this door seems a little bit different than the other. It almost than the others.
Outside door, I guess.
Well, the one ahead of you is not an outside door. That one seems larger. But when you look to your right, you do see that this hallway does continue, and there is, like another heavier looking door that looks like it might lead outside. The door ahead of you, though, it seems more similar to the one than when you entered that common room where Poke originally was making that turnip stew. So it's just like a heavier door. It doesn't look like it's like a small door leading to a bedroom or anything like that. But yeah, the one to your right at the end of that little corridor does seem like it perhaps goes outside.
Okay. Guess I'll try that door in front then.
Okay. Mac, you are probably excited. When you walk into this room, you see what is undoubtedly a kitchen. This kitchen is dirty and damp, however. There's patches of mold growing up the walls. There are cobwebs on the floor, the walls, the ceiling. In the southwest corner, you see some iron cooking equipment. So it does look like there are still some abandoned pots and things like that. There's a chimney above. There seems to be some old ovens that are here. And you see that there is also a stone sink. However, it looks to be discolored, cracked, and also moldy. And to the right of this room, you see a small closed wooden cupboard. It seems to be fixed to the wall. It's about 5 feet above floor level and against the far wall. You'll actually see at the end of this room another stairwell. So there's a stairwell in this kitchen that looks like it is leading upstairs. You also see to the right of this kitchen is a door. It looks like perhaps it leads to some sort of cupboard where they might be storing other things.
So you'd probably go up to some of the cooking utensils and kind of take out his own utensils and kind of like compare the two and see if you can get an upgrade.
All right, so you go over to the cooking. It looks like a whole bunch of old cast irons that are like extremely rusted. They look like they're better as weapons than they would be for cooking.
Mm.
Unless, I mean, that being said, they are iron, so if you give them enough care, you probably could restore them. But
I don't think you'd be smart enough to know that.
yeah,
Just
maybe
doesn't
time
look
to a
very
rope
good.
and create some meteor hammers or something.
So he'll just wait for Harry to come and find them, I guess.
Yeah, so the rest of you come in here, and what do you want to do?
Well, what'd you find?
Door, stairs, cupboard.
But no food for you.
No,
I wonder if there'd be anything in the cupboard.
can't reach. Too high.
Oh,
Something tells me that
Howard
turnip
will
stew
check.
should-
I'll have a look for you.
Yeah, you open the cupboard, and Howie, you see a whole bunch of stacked up dishes. You don't see anything of note inside there. However, you do notice that on the far right, where Callum is, there is another doorway, and then there's also, of course, that stairway leading upstairs. This kitchen looks like it's larger than like an average single home kitchen, but it's not like a mansion. Like I said, this house is bigger than a normal house for like a small family, but it's not a mansion by any means. When it was brand new, though, it would probably been very expensive. But yeah, there's nothing but just a whole bunch of
Just
plates
crockery.
and bowls and crockery. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we smell smoke anywhere?
Do you smell smoke?
Yeah, because aren't we cooking a whole bunch of turnips all the way to the other end of the house? And we just left a fire going there?
Yeah, it was in the fireplace.
Oh.
I think.
Well,
it'd
how
be
about
all right.
that? I'm just not as perceptive as I thought I was.
We've-
Yeah, you don't
we've-
smell anything out of the ordinary. It's quite bland, actually. It's just water and turnips, as far as I understand.
It's like
Yeah.
7 fireplaces in the place.
Yeah, we've only been gone 5 minutes.
You just light a fire in every room.
Mind you, it was lit. It was the fire was lit by a lightning bolt sent from the heavens. So maybe we should be more concerned
Maybe
about
there'll be
what's
magic
going on with
turnip.
that. Yeah.
There's a second cupboard to the left if you want to check that. But yeah, it just seems like regular cupboards full of crockery.
Well, sure, I'll check. If I'm standing by multiple cupboards, I will check all of the cupboards.
Sure. All right. You open up another cupboard and you do see something. There's suddenly a movement. You open the cupboard and there's a skittering as you see what looks to be a giant centipede. The centipede looks to be about 2 feet long. And it's going to immediately jump out of the cupboard straight towards your face, Howie.
Ah!
And then the rest of you are going to hear kind of this shriek, and suddenly a couple more giant centipedes actually reveal themselves, and you are all suddenly attacked by 4 giant centipedes.
Count them.
The most exciting thing that's ever happened in Dungeons and Dragons.
And that's what we're ended today, folks.
Yeah, we've
now-
got some protein for the stew here.
Get
Yeah.
some action going.
Nom nom.
So the first one jumped out in his face, but the rest of them just said, "Okay, we're on the floor."
Yes. So there were 4 of them. They're going to leap out at you, and but yeah, they're going to jump out at you, and there are these 4 giant centipedes. So it seems like the other ones responded to the first one. So why don't we go ahead and roll initiative as these 4 giant centipedes suddenly jump out at all of you.
The 14 for me.
15 on mine in.
So we have a 14, we have a 15, we have a 10, and we have a 17. So just have to add the other ones manually. So Howie got the 17. I know you have a 14, you said, Howie?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. And Mac, you have a 17.
17.
And then we're going to have a 15 for Callum and a 10. I don't know why it's normally you can, I think if you click your token and then you roll initiative, it'll add it automatically.
Oh, okay.
We have 15, and then for Poke, it looks like we had a 10. So for Poke, we're going to have a 10, and then I'll go ahead and just roll the centipedes together. So hopefully that adds to the initiative. And then, yeah, for the centipedes, we're going to go ahead and should have this ready. They're going to have a +2 to their dexterity. So They're going to have a 16, so they're going to actually be the second in the initiative order. So, however, we'll start first with Mac. All right, Mac, so what would you like to do?
Cutting Ash can disengage initially, since I see like literally 3 of them are surrounded him. So, yeah, I'm gonna move back to that corner, I guess. So casting using disengage as my kind of action, so they don't attack me. Move
Okay.
over there, and then I'm gonna fire on. Were they just all in the same place as who opened the cupboard?
I
Is
did.
everyone in the right place, basically?
Yeah, Howie originally opened the cupboard, and then the other ones started to attack.
Okay. So I'll attack the one that's closest to me, I guess. I don't know how to ping that one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 4 of them. They're pretty big centipedes. They're like all between 1 and 2 feet. You know, it's like snakes with
Yeah.
giant pincers.
Sure.
So they're not, they're not dragons or something, but they're definitely
Mhm.
nothing to just ignore.
Yep.
So you can go ahead and make an attack at one of them.
So it's 14.
A
To hit.
14 to hit. 14 is pretty good. So 14 will hit.
Cool. So no sneak attack. It'll be 6 damage so I'm just using my hand crossbow at the moment.
Okay, so yeah, you shoot one of these centipedes, and the 6 damage is going to be enough to kill the first one. So you just immediately pull out your hand crossbow, and you're able to shoot one of these centipedes completely dead. It's going to let out this screech. And it's going to roll around on the ground, and you just see it eventually start twitching and then stop moving, and there's this crossbow bolt just right through its stomach.
Cool. And yeah, that's all I can really do.
Okay, so one of them is going to die, and then we'll move to the centipede's turn. I don't know why it's doing that thing where it doubles their initiative. Probably just didn't type it in right, but the centipedes are going to go. So one of them is dead. There's going to be the other 3. I think the one that initially jumped out and leaped at Howie is going to attack Howie first. So Howie, this giant centipede, goes at you, and it is going to try to hit you with its bite attack. It's going to get a 9 to hit.
Nope.
All right, so it leaps at you, but you're able to dodge it, and then the centipede misses you. It hits the cupboard. It falls down to the ground. One of the other centipedes is going to crawl forward towards Callum. Callum, it's going to attempt to bite your foot. It's going to
Ew,
get
bugs.
19 to hit this time.
Oh, that sucker bit me.
So yeah, it goes ahead and it bites you, and it's going to hit you for 6 damage as it bites your foot. And then you need to make you need to go ahead and make a save. So it looks like
Which
it's a
save?
Constitution saving throw.
Right.
After you take 6 damage, which is kind of a lot. 18. So 6 piercing plus 9 poison. You did manage to save, so you're going to only take half of that. So it looks like you're going to take a total of 11 damage as this thing bites you, but you were not poisoned.
Ow, holy crap, this thing's a lot bigger than I thought it was. Someone come step on it.
Yeah, so 11 damage. That's a lot for a level 2 character.
Yeah.
All right, the next one's going to crawl forward, and it's going to come up. It's going to also try to attack Howie. So this thing's going to try to bite you, Howie.
Okay.
And it's looks like it's a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do.
It's a 20 to hit. It's going to hit you for 5 plus 7 poison damage, which is 12. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
16. So because you succeeded on that save, you're going to only take half the poison damage. So it's going to be a total of 8 damage.
Okay.
But you are not poisoned. So all 3 of the remaining ones have already attacked. So Callum, it's your turn. You are next in the initiative. This thing it really hurt. This thing is huge. It's like its giant pincers have stabbed right into your thigh, and you're bleeding all over the place. What would you like to do?
Movie anaconda. I don't know why. I know it's a centipede. Well, I'm going to attack it.
Okay.
I'm going to use my quarterstaff. Okay, and that is plus
10.
Oh,
So you roll a 10 to hit. That is not going to hit. So as you swing at it with his quarterstaff, the centipede manages to skitter a little bit to the left, and your quarterstaff kind of clangs against the floor below you. This room is kind of like a stone floor. This is the kitchen, I guess, easier to clean, and your quarterstaff just kind of rangs against it.
well, I get to go again
Okay.
with an unarmed attack. So I'm going to Try it again. Oops. I actually typed roll. I got a 20 that time.
20 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
And that is going to be with my unarmed strike, 1d4 plus 3.
All right, 1d4 plus 3. You got max damage. That's 7. So yeah, this thing tries to bite you again in the foot, and you manage to kill it. What's it look like when you kill this giant centipede?
Oh, I just lose it like a 6-year-old girl screaming that saw a snake. Oh my God! And just punch the heck out of it. It's right on its head.
Yeah, you managed to kill this thing. So even though they're quite large, and as you can see, their pincers are quite lethal if you let them bite you enough, you manage to squish this thing pretty easy. They must be kind of like glass cannons. We're going to move. Is there anything else you want to do in your turn?
Bleed?
Yeah, besides bleed?
Ain't
About
got
it.
time to bleed.
All right, we go to Howie. Howie, it's your turn. These things, as you can see, are kind of lethal.
Yeah, Howie's just going to operate on instinct and just stomp, or try and stomp the one that's just lunged for his face and bitten him in the face. So he rolled twice again for some reason, but the first one was a 16
All right, 16 hits.
and 6 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, that hits, and that's enough damage to kill it. So yeah, you're able to stomp on this thing and just kill it again with your unarmed strike. So the 6 damage is enough to kill this thing. They seem to squish pretty easily. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Yeah, and then I'm going to bonus action is Howie's going to spin on his heel and try and roundhouse kick the other centipede that's all up in his grill.
Okay.
That's 23 to hit
Yeah, 23 definitely hits.
and 5 bludgeoning damage this time.
Yeah, you managed to roundhouse, and just like Patrick Swayze, you're able to slay this thing pretty easily with the roundhouse kick.
Roundhouse. Yeah, I'm going to kick it in all 100 of its knees, or 200 of its knees, or however many knees it's got.
All right, yeah, you roundhouse kick this thing, and it kills that one as well. All 4 of them have died. This is only a very quick couple of seconds, but it seems like half the party is pretty injured just from this sudden attack from these giant centipedes.
Bloody hell. Yeah, I tell you what, Caleb, I found a couple of these vials earlier. I think there's some healing stuff in them. Here, you take one.
Well, I sure appreciate it because, yeah, it's pretty messy over here. I think I'm going to get sick. Eyes out blood everywhere.
Howie necks one of these
Here, I thought
mysterious
we were
potions.
spicing the stew with that.
Well, I mean, it's a question of spicing the stew with them or spicing them with the various bodily fluids that are dripping out of both me and our friend Caleb there.
It's
So,
Cal.
Well, when
Caleb,
you put it like that,
sorry, I've had a bit to drink. Pronunciation was not my strong point. Sorry,
Oh,
Caleb.
you're not the first person to do that.
Well, in
But
any
yeah, I
case,
definitely am.
bottoms up.
Yep.
Yakida.
And what is the healing of those?
Yeah, what does
Matt, Gizan getting some of these bits of whatever these things are into the stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have some creepy crawlies to spice up our turnips.
Yeah.
Delicious.
You're able to drink those potions of healing, and each of you gain 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Wow. I got the
Full.
minimum you could possibly get, and you got the maximum. Somebody tell me something there.
Them's the breaks. Sorry, bro.
I tell you what, if I had taken full damage, I would have been 1 hit point.
I mean, I was half health. Less than half health in that one.
So you're able to both
poison.
regain a little bit of health after getting hit pretty hard. And it looks like the rest of the party is busy, so that Mac and Poke are gathering up some of these centipede guts to perhaps throw into the stew. Poke his family must have really fell in some hard times for him to be eagerly gathering these guts. But yeah, suddenly the room falls silent again. Those few seconds of excitement have died away, and you were all just in this kitchen again. There's that stairwell, and then there's that door. What do you want to do? I mean, I know some of you were hurt. Did you want to take a little break, or are you rearing to go to the next area?
I'm flying now. I feel better than I have done all day.
I'm all right, but I'm more curious about those centipedes. Where'd they come out from? Is there like a cubby hole in there or something, or
I don't know. I think didn't see
Cupboard
anything.
behind you.
But
Cupboard behind you.
they have to
as
have a
soon as
reason
I
to be
opened the
there, right?
door, yeah, I know they came out the cupboard, but who knows? They might have just crawled in there. I didn't see anything. But then again, the second I opened the doors, one jumped at me face.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about them hitting me on the leg. Then if it got you in the face, that bad.
I think we're all right.
All right, for sure we're not too, because although we got to see centipedes, I don't know about the whole haunted house ghost part yet. We got to see a ghost.
Yeah, no
Not yet.
ghosties here.
There's still plenty of time, though. And as I said, they might only come out after dark. You know what those ghost stories are like.
Mako just
Yeah.
look in the room that the set piece came out of. Just kind of stood snoozing.
I
Well,
just
so the centipedes, they crawled out of so he opened one of the cabinets and one of them jumped
okay.
out, and then the others
Right,
kind of
right.
slithered out from underneath the sink that was there. But there is a stairwell going up, and then there is one more room in this kitchen if you want to explore it.
Yeah, I'll just open the door to that room.
I'll be honest. The reason I want to see a ghost is I really want to see how Mac eats it.
He doesn't know either.
So yeah, you open this other door, and it looks like it's leading to some sort of a cupboard, a scullery, and indeed, when you open it, there seems like you get hit with this scent of intense mold. This room displays the effects of damp and decay more than the others. Mold is growing in patches all over the floor, the walls, the ceiling. You see a large copper cask that's to the north of this room. It seems to be discolored, and it's along a window, and there's a small heap of crockery shards on the floor beside it. And then you see in front of you another set of stairs, except this one seems to be leading down into a basement below. So you are now presented with two options: stairwell going down and a stairwell going up. And unfortunately, that is where we are going to end tonight's adventure. So we're going to have to continue next week. To everybody here, thank you very much for joining into this first episode of Q Quest, where we're trying to get through that endless queue of all those awesome Wizards of the Coast modules. This is our quest to get through those. So thank you for tuning in, and you're going to have to tune in again next week at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to find out what happens next on Q Quest. So thanks, everybody. If any of you want to plug anything, now is your chance. I am the DM, Jeremy Fair. I'm also the Dungeon Master of Eclipse, which is a sci-fi fantasy podcast. So if you haven't checked out Eclipse, go ahead and do that. You should also check out One Shot Onslaught. If you're on this channel, you probably already know what that is. But most recently, we ran through White as Snow, which is kind of like a horror take on the story of Snow White. And I was also the DM on there. So go ahead and check that out. And then if any of you would like to plug anything, go ahead and do so.
I have a request though, real quick. Could
Sure.
you do, because you talked about the sci-fi show, you got to do the voice of the guy that loves Howard.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess I could do this, but it's kind of awkward to just do this randomly.
that's really good. I was impressed with that one. I'm just Paul Jadlowski. I'm just me. Thank y'all so much for inviting me to play. Never would have thought in a million years I'd have this opportunity, and I hope I'm adding enough to this.
Dude, you're doing great. Don't worry. Plenty more yet to come.
Oh yeah.
All right, Drundu, where can we find you?
You can find me right here, and if you look anywhere else, then you're a mad, impetuous fool. I'm all over the Majestic Goose Network. I also do, contrary to what the statement I've just made, I also do appear quite a lot on the No Return podcast. That's a fantasy, comedy, audio drama. I play various different roles in that, and yeah, I have my own Twitch channel, but I very rarely stream on it. But if you happen to see me online, by all means, come along and hang out with me. I'll be happy to chat with more people on the rare occasions where I do stream. But other than that, yeah, just check out Majestic Goose Network. I've got my fingers in most of the pies that we offer.
Was there anything else that the rest of you would like to plug real quick while we're here?
Not really, other than the Majestic Goose Discord. If you want to catch up with any of the cast here, Discord
Yeah,
bit.ly/halfway to Discord.
Yeah, we're all in there.
Yeah, and plug the Patreon because I think
Oh yeah.
people need to know about the Patreon so they can assist out. Because one thing that the way I justify being a patron is real simple. I can listen to this for an hour, couple of hours. It's cheaper than going to the movies by a lot.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I think we are all patrons or started off as patrons at some point anyway. It's a great way, not that we're selling cash for access or anything, but it's a great way to get opportunities to play games with us. You'll get first sort of look on any projects like this. We have patron content, and I think that now that we're starting to pick things back up again on the network and scheduling's becoming less of an issue, there'll be more bonus content to come, little side quests, things like little one-offs and little bits and pieces that we've done in the past. I know we've done Roll for Weird spin-offs and One-Shot Onslaught spin-offs and things like that that you can only find on Patreon. But
Links
also
down
just
below onto the channel.
yeah, and if you enjoy what we do, it even just a donation of $1 a month will really help us keep the lights on. And this stuff, I don't want to harp on about it, but all this stuff does cost money.
And like I've always said, if
Not
it's all right
even
if you
it's
can't
not even
give.
just the money though. It's like all the work going into it as
Yeah,
well
I
should
mean,
be rewarded.
it's a labor of love.
Well,
We put out hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of content. I don't want to sound like we're begging for it, but anything that enables us to keep doing that
right.
is greatly appreciated. And your money is not just lining our pockets; it's actually actively going towards the stuff we need to keep making content. So,
Well, it's like the reviews, like you say, it gets the word out, lets a
yeah,
lot more people know about it. That's how I found out about it. I just
yeah,
happened to stumble upon it, and somebody on Reddit mentioned it years and years ago, and saw it on there, read a review, and I've added mine to it plenty of times.
yeah. And I mean, we don't do it for the
Oh
money,
yeah,
but
and if you're
it
listening
sure as shit helps.
on a podcast or something, make sure you like it and
Yeah.
like whatever you do on the specific channel you're listening on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it, follow, subscribe, whatever.
It's one of those things. It spreads the word, and it's sometimes when you make content and you put things out into the world, you've got no idea whether anybody's actually liking it or not. And just taking 2 minutes to leave us a comment on a YouTube video or on iTunes or whatever, wherever you consume the content, just taking a couple of minutes to sort of say, hey guys, I really enjoyed that. That made me laugh. It absolutely fucking makes my day every single time I see one of those. So, if you're not doing that, then you're a bad person. Is the message? No, I don't mean that. I'm sure you all have busy lives and you have more important things to do than validate me. But why
And
not?
if you happen to work, if you happen
you're
to be the
listening to
mobile,
this in like 5 years' time as well, like leave a comment because then it'll remind us that we have this fun game.
and if you happen to be the mobile device manager for your real big company, there's nothing wrong with you getting on everybody's mobile device and just going ahead and liking this and 5,000 in one day. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
So, just in summary, thank you everyone for viewing this. Make sure you tune in next week. So 6:00, we'll be back here. Check out all the shows on the Majestic Goose podcast. The last thing I would like to just kind of plug is it is Autism Acceptance Month. So, just accept people for the way they are. Don't be an asshole and all that, and just be a good person. And just be kind. So we'll see you next week. And yeah, bye everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Love you. Bye.